to freedom of speech and First Amendment? So the answer is yes. He has not stepped over the line and gotten explicit, and I strongly suspect he's going to keep his Larry Flint remarks pertaining to the First Amendment. So the answer is yes. Sir, please continue.
Yeah, if Jimmy Kimmel were anything like Larry Flint, providing the type of service that Larry Flint did, then you should have some outrage. But doesn't Kimmel just suck, though? Honestly, thank you for the stage. Appreciate it. And also, I think we need more than we need talking heads and bullshit opinions from people like Jimmy Kimmel.
Thank you very much. Next in my queue, it looks like I show Young. Hi, Young.
Hey, big bro.
Yo.
Yeah.
Would you like to contribute or just want to say hello to me?
Yeah, I'd like to contribute, I guess.
Go ahead.
It's about Jimmy Kimmel only, free speech? Or is it just Kurt?
You can say anything you want for a few minutes as long as it's respectful.
Yes, sir. Okay. So I would say what I've observed, everybody who's on the, I'll try to be a moderate, but everybody on the right wing, it seems like the far right wing, they're blending in with the Confederates. The old Democrats, they joined the Confederates. I mean, they joined the right wing party, and now they're like the far right wing, and nobody can tell that they did that. Most people can't. That's Christian. So I think they need to pay attention, like what's beside them, and that's the reason why our country is going that way, because that far right wing doesn't want us to have.
You mean, I'm sorry to interrupt, you mean the Christian religion is going astray by believing in things that just are not true?
No, just white supremacy Christianity.
Oh, I'm sorry. I obviously I misheard him. Please
Oh yeah, not Christianity in its like, but in its extremist forms, the colonization type of form. That is the thing that everybody yells about and doesn't want in their country, or do they want that in their family? That's why people leave their faith, because of that type of version. So on the Kurt thing, I've been talking to a lot of our Christian brothers and stuff like that. But we've been chatting. We've been having good conversations about. Well, some of them don't have a conversation with me because they're supremacists. It causes supremacy. So dealing with him, his situation. God bless him. Nobody prayed that he went through that. I think that it may be a governmental thing that shot him, because JFK, it was a driver that was supposedly that shot him.
You believe that there was a conspiracy with the.
Yeah. Hello? It broke up. I can't hear you, Steve.
Yeah, Steve, you were not audible for the last 25 seconds.
Yeah, we couldn't hear you.
We lost you, Steve. Repeat what you said about conspiracy.
He took off. He'll come back, I guess.
Yeah. Repeat what you said, because I didn't hear what the claim, what's going on.
Oh, okay. So in my theory, I would say, based off of Trump's release of the FBI.
How am I now? Damn this clubhouse. Damn this.
Just fine, Steve.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I appreciate you guys for this. So I think so much to say, but I was going to say, I think based off of Trump releasing the papers that the government, in a sense, killed JFK.
You mean the JFK papers or the Epstein papers?
JFK, yeah, that one. My bad.
Go ahead.
So yeah, I think it's an inside job, but yeah, everybody's falling for the same thing. Like they're like, hey, there's a liberal, he did it, but they're not learning the lesson that it was the government at first. So there's an inner fight that's going on, some kind of Caesar type of crap. So that's my theory about it. So many things about this man, and then I'm gonna close on this. I believe that Jesus could accept socialism. I believe he could accept any type of governmental structure, because it says on his shoulders will be the government, and the first century church was they had all things in common.
Do you believe Jesus is coming back next week during Rosh Hashanah? Someone told me that.
Nobody knows the day or the hour. No.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, listen. Hey, thank you. I appreciate your comments. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And by the way, if you've never heard the Ask the Atheist show on Sunday, you might want to check it out. Let's go to the Daniel number 2. Hi, Daniel number 2. Daniel. Hello, Daniel. Once, twice. All right. Brian. Hi, Brian. Brian.
Hey, Uncle Steve, during the week, how cool can that be?
This is my 4th day in a row. Can you believe this crap?
Oh, that's great. But I have a question for you. I guess technically if it comes all the way down
Wait, I'm here.
Push into the corner.
Okay, Daniel. Oh, when he's on the phone, he'll go next.
I'm right here.
Well, you'll go next.
I ran here on bloody knees to get to the phone.
You'll go next. Go ahead, Brian.
But how can you actually say it was a business decision when they really didn't have much choice? Charlie Carr.
Tell me why they didn't have much.
I'm about to tell you that.
Great.
Because Charlie Carr of the FCC literally told them we could do this the easy way or we could do it the hard way.
And Disney is a $200 billion company, so why didn't Disney say, fuck you, we'll do it the hard way?
Because what if they did pull their license? No matter how rich they are, they're not going to be able to sustain a year or more in the court while the lights are turned off.
You can't turn them off until the case is over.
It's clearly government censorship.
You can't turn the lights off. Hello?
Yes, they can.
Really? Okay, well, go ahead.
I mean, Trump has got the Supreme Court in his pocket. I mean, they could easily put an injunction and pull their license and keep it pulled until the court's over.
An injunction is,
and then the injunction could be appealed and overturned and then stayed.
Yeah, and the injunction is only going to be legal in a certain geographical description. Nationwide injunctions are no longer permissible.
Yeah, hey, Marshall, that's right. Now it's only an injunction. It works in only the one district you're in, right?
Correct.
Thank you, Donald Trump and the Supreme Court. Yeah, go ahead, Brian. Please, go ahead, Brian.
I still think it's government,
No, I know you do. It's a big conspiracy. I get it. I understand. It's okay.
How can you say it's conspiracy? I mean, the guy said it himself. It's in the news.
I'm being facetious.
I don't know. I mean, I'm probably, I don't know. This. I just never thought I would see this kind of thing happening in the United States, and compounded on top of everything else that's been happening with covering up the slavery and taking stuff out of the Smithsonian and the parks and canceling research off the government websites. I mean, all of this is just it's plain censorship. And
yeah, don't forget about the alien. Don't forget about the aliens in Roswell.
Well,
can you tell me what was removed? What was
I'm
removed
trying to at least
from the
keep it
Smithsonian?
But
what was removed from the Smithsonian?
The stuff about slavery.
What specifically?
Do I have to give you a list?
No, you can say you don't know. Just say you don't know.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, we'll move on. Just say you don't know.
In general, it's stuff about slavery that Trump didn't want in the Smithsonian.
Right, I understand in general, but specifically you don't know,
I do not have a list of individual items. No.
Okay, that's fine. No problem. All right, Brian, thank you. Thank you very much. Brian, it's a different show than the weekend. It's nice to see me we're 4 days in a row, but this is a different show than the weekend. Go on mute, please. Please go on mute, Brian.
Didn't I go on mute?
Brian, please go on mute. Somebody will help you. Let's go to hang on a second. Let's see who's after Brian. I got Kitty. Hi, Kitty.
Wait, you said you let Daniel go.
That's
no, I'm sorry. No, that's right. Thank you for reminding me. Daniel, you're up. Hi, Daniel.
Just to come in.
It's a weekday show. I'm 4 days in a row. Sorry, go ahead, Dan.
Okay. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. It's just funny. I mean, in my state, you know what they're doing in my state? All the teachers licensing.
What state are you in?
Virginia. Beautiful state of Virginia. If you say something controversial about Charlie Kirk, you could lose your teaching license, which is just fucking funny. I remember.
Yeah, but Daniel, hello, Daniel.
Warriors.
Hello, Daniel.
Daniel, we're not cattle killer evangelical.
Daniel, can you hear me? Daniel,
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me.
I'm gonna filibuster. It's
all right.
stupid.
That's good. You go ahead and filibuster down in the audience. We love that. I was going to say that, and in fact, we're doing this. We're recording tonight on the Workers' Rights Radio Show, which is aired on Southern California Radio. A lot of companies all across the United States are firing employees because of what they say about this situation. This is not just restricted to Virginia. This is happening all over the country. And now, let's see. Is it Young? I show Young next in my queue.
So Young already spoke.
Okay, thank you. Let's go to Kitty.
Next.
Thank you, Kitty.
Hey, Uncle Steve and everybody.
Hi, Kitty.
Hi. I was reading on this, and I just saw that. I will just say it. It says the phrase "they will persecute you like they persecuted me" is often attributed to Jesus in the New Testament. It's a warning to his followers that they should expect to face similar challenges and hostility from the world that they face. The concept of persecution is a reoccurring theme in the New Testament, and Jesus was opposed by religious and political authorities, ultimately leading to his crucifixion. The book of Acts and the epistles of Paul show that early Christians also were persecuted, facing imprisonment, beatings, and even death for their beliefs. Historical and non-Christian sources also prove evidence of this persecution. The Roman historians Tacitus wrote about the persecution of Christians under Emperor Nero in the 1st century AD, and it goes on to talk about where it is historically, along with evidence throughout any Christian Bible riddled in the New Testament. I think that the idea that people can openly have, and I think honestly, he was a hero of mine. I don't care what people want to say to me about it, or if they say bad things about him. I think that is a reflection of them, honestly, because the guy talked about what he believed, what his faith and his political views. Now, you can hate him for his political views, and you can hate the fact that he was a Christian, but for anyone that calls himself a proud American and wants to say that they are rooted in having the ability to have free speech, I think nobody courageously did it better than Charlie Kirk. And the fact that not only was hated throughout all media, especially painted as horrendous. Stephen King said some horrendous things that were just factually untrue, was something that he was willing to take on because he did have that courage, because he was abashedly unafraid to say that he believed in the true awesome power of Jesus Christ and loved his country enough to use his ability to have that free speech to do so. Sadly, a deranged, for what reason, young man decided to take his life for his own selfish needs, or thinking that under whatever disillusion, evil, honestly, it's evil. Anybody that can look at somebody, whether you with them or you disagree with them, and can justify taking out their life and their ever existence, is a very scary to me time, if not evidence of what I believe the end of the book talks about and was prophesied in dreams through Daniel. And moreover, I think if we really truly as Christians want to get a hold of this would be a time, though now than ever, to pay attention to like Charlie Kirk's idea for unity and for having the kind of America with free speech that we should all have. Does that allow for people to mock and ridicule and delight in someone's murder? I don't think that should be okay. I mean, people have their own private markets. If they're a company and it's going to destroy their business.
Martin was killed.
if it's gonna just,
Hey son, I would love to talk to you, but you gotta wait because I'm sure when you're talking, you don't want people interrupting you. But we want to hear from you, so just hang on. I show the order after Kitty. I show Christian, Sir, and then you. So you're third up. Love to hear from you. Just hang on and have patience. Go ahead, Kitty.
Jerome Paul after Christian.
I thought I already spoke to Jerome Paul, but maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe so.
So anyway, I'll land it here. All I can say about all of this is I really hope that every one of us, right or left, red or blue pill, whatever, atheist, Christian alike, that we all as Americans can stop for a second and realize that each and every one of us probably have somebody in our life that we love. That guy now has left, shockingly, 3, 1 not even born, children, a wife, parents, that he is no longer alive because of someone's selfish hatred. And for that, I don't think that encompasses anything that has anything to do with free speech. And if you look at it, that shows the steady decline of things. In my opinion, I used to love watching the late night shows, Uncle Steve. I used to love, trying to get both sides of the crazy, news, whether it was fake Fox News or fake CNN. Now it's just so absurd. It's almost comical to even call it news. So if they're plummeting in their ratings, then maybe they need to make a drastic change. If you're teaching children as a teacher, or you're a doctor of a hospital and you have patients and you're pushing your ideologies over your profession, then I think the company needs to use their business brains and make some obvious corrections. And if people get offended by that, again, the guy no longer will have to be in your ear holes. I mean, like they killed him. So I'm shocked sometimes by some of the things that I hear, but it is. I love you, Uncle Steve. I thank you for letting me go on way too long. It's hard for me.
Love you too, Christian. You're next. Then I show Jerome Paul if he hasn't spoken before him, and son, Christian.
Thank you, Stephen. I actually would like, because clearly there's other people who want to speak very, very much, as I will go after the following after me goes, and then I will speak.
You want to go after Jerome Paul if he hasn't spoken yet?
No, I'll go after Son. So
you got it. You got it. You got it. Jerome Paul, you're up if you haven't spoken already.
We spoke a bit, but it was in the beginning of the room. I don't know if it counts.
It does count. It does count. We'll come back to you. Thank you for being honest. Go.
Forget it.
Okay, forget it. Go on mute, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I recognize your voice. Sir, you're up. Hi, sir. Sir.
No,
sir, go on.
Yeah, I really think that, like, when it comes to what America's going through right now is really, hurtful. I think that we're all hurting. I'm a Democrat. I've been a Democrat since '93, but I know I'm a Christian. There are people that are atheists. We all have our own different beliefs and like what we do. But what we've witnessed in the last week, it is detrimental and impactful to American society. And I would really like to understand, what are we gonna be able to recognize from in a positive way and not be hateful about it, because Charlie was never a hateful person. Like, he loved life. He loved the life that God gave him. So I just want to know where we go from here.
Thank you, sir. Oh, I thought you were finished. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish up if you wish. Oh, okay. Let's go to Son. Hi, Son. Hello, Son.
Yeah, it's going on, bro. Yeah, so like what the girl was saying, Kitty, about, oh my God, like people are like making a mock. Listen, the guy shouldn't have died. You're entitled to freedom of speech. I don't give a fuck what you say. You're entitled to say whatever you want. And
Well, unless you're advocating violence. Unless you're advocating violence.
Unless you're advocating violence and, projecting...
Breaking the law. Breaking the law.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, there's been multiple black people that have been killed. Trayvon Martin, like George Zimmerman went on a whole fucking press tour signing fucking autographs and a whole bunch of shit. Like, and this is what I don't understand. Like when people are, I mean, listen, Charlie Kirk died. He shouldn't have died. It's fucking sad as fuck. But let's not pretend like I just don't understand it. Like,
well, maybe this will help put it into perspective. It might not help you on it, but maybe this will put it into just a better perspective. Before Trayvon Martin was killed, nobody knew who he was. Tens of millions of people knew who he was. Please continue.
Yeah, but then George Zimmerman went on fucking press tours, going to autographs.
Yeah, but what does George Zimmerman have to do with this?
Everything, because she's talking about how people are reacting, laughing about him dying or whatever fucking disgusting videos they're making about his death, right? The same shit happened to multiple black people. So who gives a fuck? He's not.
Well, I will answer that. Just the fact that we're having this conversation, just the fact that this is the #1 news story around the world, that's who gives a fuck. Please continue.
Yeah, but once upon a time, all of these other news murders I was talking about was the #1 news story in the fucking America, and it was disgusting.
It's not a news story because of this shit that he said. He's a news story because somebody took a 140-yard shot with a bolt-action rifle and chopped him down at a political event that he was invited to at a university. Right?
No, it was because of what he represented.
Son, are you saying, and I'm just asking, are you saying that we should care as much about Trayvon Martin as we do about Kirk? Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is, I don't want to hear nobody cry about this guy being killed.
Then why are you on? Hold on. Hello. If you don't want to hear about it, A, why are you talking on this show? B, why are you reading the media? C, why are you watching it on YouTube, TV, and the radio if you don't want to hear about it?
This is biased.
But media is always biased. Media is always biased.
Exactly.
Okay.
You don't want to hear people cry about somebody who got assassinated. The problem, this echoes a little bit of Luigi Mangione stuff. We start to equivocate on murder. Murder is wrong. It's always wrong.
Murder is illegal.
I didn't say it was
wrong.
Hey, speaking of Luigi, they dropped the terrorism charge.
Stop. One mic at a time, folks. Just one mic at a time.
Yeah.
The point I was trying to make was that it seems like you don't recognize that political assassinations are a big, bad, and terrible thing. You think because he may have said some hateful things, that people shouldn't care about what happened to him.
No, people.
You rightly, just let me finish. You rightly said you didn't condone the murder, but then you went on this equivocating track of, well, but I don't want to hear people complain about Charlie Kirk because he was a hateful bigot.
I never said that. He did have a lot of hateful things to say. I never said that.
Well, what you did say,
I don't condone his murder. But no, so basically, this is the facts. He catered to a lot of racist bigots. And he got killed, right? So now the whole country is in uproar. But when a racist bigot killed a black guy, nobody gives a fuck about it.
Which is son, tell you what, go on mute. Son, hang on, Marshall. I'll let you finish up. Son, Go on mute. And this is what I suggested earlier. Maybe I didn't phrase it right, but I specifically suggested, since you brought up Trayvon Martin, are you specifically asking that, basically now no one cares about Trayvon Martin, or not enough people did when he died than before? And by the way, that story was in the news for a very long time. A lot of people cared, but now it's out of the news, and Kirk is number one. That's just the way.
No,
just go
that's
on you.
not what,
Go
that's
on
not
you,
what I'm
please.
saying.
Okay, tell you what. I'll give you 60 seconds to clarify your point uninterrupted. Then we'll go to Marshall. Go ahead.
Trayvon Martin thing happened about 2015, right?
Go on.
There were a bunch of fucking people, memes, and a whole bunch of hateful shit on the internet, right?
That's right, yes.
Nobody canceled them. Nobody said, oh my God.
That's right.
That's all I'm trying to say.
Well, you made your point, and I agree with your point. Thank you. Let's go to Marshall and then back to Christian. Yeah, Marshall.
Steve, will you check the back?
Will I check my what? I'm sorry?
Oh,
Check my what?
I sent you a link in the back channel of a song, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it after the show. I can't do it during the show. Thank you.
Just to see if it ends the show. It's called Hey Charlie.
This is not the weekend. Maybe we'll do it on the weekend. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna say, it sounds like you're excusing what happened. You don't condone the murder, but Charlie Kirk was a hateful bigot, and so, well, he may have gotten what was coming to him, it sounds like. It also
I actually found him very entertaining.
It also sounds to me...
Son, you gotta stay on mute, buddy. Son, you gotta stay on mute.
It also sounds to me like you're judging offense on what happened to other people. It's offensive Trayvon Martin gets murdered. It's offensive when this happens. Offensive because they happened in the first place. At least in my view, the dispatcher clearly told Zimmerman to stay in the damn car.
Yep.
Clearly.
Yep.
And I think there is a overcharging problem in Florida. They overcharged for the killing. They could have gotten him on a negligent manslaughter, but they went for capital murder or capital 2 and could not get a conviction. But my point is, you seem to be judging offense by that, instead of saying any act of violence, no matter who it's visited upon, is wrong, period.
I think that's what he is saying. I think he's not condoning it. However, what he's saying is like the actions are hypocritical. People are crying about people speaking their opinion about what happened to Kirk, but yet when it happened to Trayvon, it was okay for them to, spew these silly memes, and they weren't condemned about it, right?
Yep.
So he's just saying.
JCC, you dropped out, but I agree with what you were saying, JCC. All right, let's go to Christian and then Abby, because Abby hasn't spoken. So let's go to Christian and then Abby.
Hi, Steve. How you doing?
Hi, Christian.
You having a good day? Having a solid day?
I'm doing great.
That's good to hear. And I wanted to respond to what Kitty said, because I think she did really bring up a very, very interesting point. And I think people should tap in a little bit on it more.
Kitty always brings up excellent points.
I agree. I think I haven't personally met Kitty before, but she seems like she has...
I haven't personally met her either. She's promised multiple times to come out to Casa de Papel, but we'll get her here early.
I believe it, but this is what I'll say about Charlie Kirk in response to her, and rest in peace to him, by the way. So, number one, I think one of the things that she stated was that he was a man of faith, and that's correct. And one of the things that he actually put as his number one, and specific to his organization Turning Point and what he did on his campuses, was his faith. He talked about it very highly. I mean, one of the interviews that he had, I don't know how long it was before he died, but the interviewer asked him, what do you want to be remembered by if you die? And he said, if I die, he didn't believe he was going to die anytime soon, but he said he wanted to be remembered by his faith. And he always put that very highly. I don't agree with everything that he stated.
I don't agree with everything he says, but one thing that I do support him on is that he stands on what he says. And do I think that everything that he stands on is the best thing? Not in my opinion. But you don't see a lot of people like him who, one, exercise their rights to the full ability like he does, stand on what they say once they say it, and the third of all, say it in front of thousands and thousands of people and even millions depending on who sees it after. You don't see that. He led a movement. He turned a mostly liberal generation, flipped the entire script, and now the majority of the people in this generation, in this current one, are now conservative or Republican, however you'd like to frame it as. I think that anyone who wants to justify the killing, anyone who wants to celebrate his death, which unfortunately I have seen on social media, I think that anyone who wants to do that is an absolutely terrible person and should have no absolute say in this talk about him, because it's absolutely terrible that anyone would wish that upon somebody. But we still have more to learn. We're getting a lot more information on it, but still have a lot more to learn. We still don't know if Tyler Robinson is going to get the death penalty or not. But I think Erica Kirk and the rest of the family did put that forth as something they would like to do. So we're just learning new information. But again, rest in peace to him, and I hope people can understand that this is a lot more than just political.
Thank you very much. Abby is next, and JCC and Scott and Daryl and Marshall's on the phone. I got to make a couple of phone calls. I may or may not be back. Can you guys run the room as you guys see fit?
Yeah, I don't have much to say. I'm going to let other people speak.
That's okay. You mods, take it away. I got to make a few calls.
Someone next. Moose, did you talk?
Moose.
I think Abby, you were next.
Yeah, I don't have much to say. I'm commenting to people in the chat, though. It's like whack-a-mole.
Hey, it's Daryl. I'd like to say something.
Go ahead,
Daryl, did you understand my point in the chat? I don't know Acts. I've never read it, but I don't know the new.
I know you haven't, because then if you had, you wouldn't have made the comment about King of the City of David.
No, I'm saying what I was saying, Daryl, is I don't know the New Testament. I'm going to own that I don't, but I do know that they uncovered a pool, a swimming pool, or a pool that they believe Christ cleansed himself in, and I put the chapter from the New Testament that they believe related to the pool, and it's a recent find. It used to be a parking lot, and by accident, literally by accident, when they were cleaning after a flood on the parking lot, the tractor started digging, and it hit something that they realized was ancient and an artifact, and then they uncovered the pool. So they're always uncovering biblical artifacts that track directly back to that time, and that's all I was saying. So no, I've not read Acts. I don't know the New Testament. I'm going to own that.
Thank you, Abby. Thank you for that. I'm going to look it up.
It's very cool what they found.
Scott or Reverend, are you there? Yes, he's not. I wanted to come up to my buddy Christian, if he's still, oh, he left. Never mind.
No, honey, I'm not Christian. I'm Jewish. I haven't read the New Testament like Daryl has.
Abby.
That was my response. But I do follow archaeology in Jerusalem.
I was talking about Christian, who was just speaking, not you.
I'm answering someone who wrote something in the chat. That was it.
Okay.
Sanu. Sorry. I just want to say something very short, and I got to use the bathroom, so I'm going to get off here. Very quick, I agree with JCC, just because, and people that's like that, only because, it just makes sense. It's a lot of hypocrisy. Had it been Billy Graham, it would have not been an issue. Had it been, somebody white in our lives who we really not just care about, who didn't, they were not bigots, private bigots. We would have not did that to any of them. Including a lot of atheists, they would even do a hats off towards somebody who was an actual upstanding person who helped them in their life. They would have did that. So it's not so much, oh yeah, they just condoning it. And I want to deal with this very quick. I wrote it down so I can get this out of the way. Civil rights. Let me say this very quick. There are such thing as subtle racism, which is the northern version of racism, and the southern version is overt, I think. And introvert is not noticeable. But very quick, I want to say this. This is crazy deep. So the Democrats where the KKK was created at, some of them disagreed with the civil rights, just like Kirk did. Any racist would go against the civil rights, and they were against Martin Luther King, as they was back then. So now those people pissed off that they have civil rights. Those same people who was with KKK went to the North or went to the Republican side. So now they're far right wingers. And now, lo and behold, this right winger who's hiding behind Republican, just as they did when they did their little immigration to Republican. Now he's against who? What two things? Diversity and inclusion.
Yeah, the big switch has actually been disproven. You should watch it off.
Yeah, bro. I know. Yeah, okay. I just want to hear that.
There's actually only one Dixiecrat Democrat Republican.
Let him finish his point. Let him finish his point, and then you can carry on. So go ahead.
I thought he was done. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. I appreciate that you got that though. I'm gonna listen to it. So the civil rights. Now all of a sudden, they were always against the civil rights. They were always against Martin Luther King, the KKK, and all the forms of KKK. And now they're in the Republican side, whispering in their ear as John Wilkes Booth, right? And they're sitting there fighting against the civil rights thing because that's what they used to do before they switched over. It's a telltale that who these people are whispering.
Well, so I think you're telling the story in a historically wrong way.
Hell
Nixon, just let me finish.
You're just making a myth, bro. That's crazy.
No, I haven't even said what I thought, and you're telling me I'm making up myth. So how about you wait until I get done, and then you can call what I'm saying myth. Richard Nixon knew in the 70s that in order to get American votes, he had to go to the South. That was where the American votes were. Yes, you picked up some racists in the riffraff of that. But the main thing was to go for where votes were. 70s under Nixon, the votes were in the South. There was a party switch in the South in which you got the respectable folks, but you still got the unrespectable folks. It is wrong to portray Nixon's strategy for this as he wanted all the racists. That's not why Atwater and other political theorists wrote the Southern strategy. They wrote it because the most votes for political movements at the time were in the South. The Democrats also competed this way through Dixiecrats. Now, they were a waning interest at the time because Republicans were impeding. The Republicans picked up the racist votes not because they set out to get the racists, but because they set out to get everybody else, and the racists weren't included on top of that.
That wasn't my argument. It wasn't my argument at all. But I'm listening, though. It was not my
argument. I didn't say it was your argument. I said it was the correct interpretation of the Southern strategy. The Southern strategy was put in place simply to get more votes. Now, the Confederates and the white supremacists came along with them. But and you could see this in the Richard Nixon Presidential Library, when you look through documents, he did not get votes in the South because he wanted racist votes. He got votes in the South because he wanted to go to the South where most of the votes happened to be. And that's a critical piece that's often underwritten about the Southern strategy and not explained. What's often explained is that they picked up the racist votes, and it's often explained that that's why they did it, despite the fact that was not why Nixon did it in 72.
As I said, I was just saying the switch over. I wouldn't tell you why. something about Nixon. I wasn't talking about Nixon, but I'm glad you mentioned it though. So now I got a term.
You don't realize you're talking about Nixon. That's the problem.
No, that was good that you brought it up. Yeah.
Hey, Marshall, do you think people wouldn't espouse these dumb fucking ahistorical rhetorics if they actually just open a book and read? Take a look, send a book, reading rainbow.
Yeah. Is he done? You kind of broke up a little bit. But
If only you studied, young zealous.
I study a lot, by the way. You're talking to the right person, too.
Yeah.
If we talk cordial, you will find your way to the truth. The truth.
I am speaking cordially.
No, I'm saying that's just a precursor.
I'm just speaking cordially and saying you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I'm saying to you, in the future, because I know far right wingers that are leaning, and they, first of all, their highest strategy is to make sure that they talk uncordial.
John, I promise you, Rich is not a far right winger. Rich has differing opinions for differing political stripes. He would be more properly described as slightly irritated but politically homeless.
Yep.
I'm curious about what I heard someone say about Jesus bathing in a pool or a swimming pool got discovered. That what?
Yes.
There was a biblical pool discovered in Israel recently. It has to do.
Oh, biblical pool.
Well, it actually has to do with the paralytic man who Jesus told to go. That we kept going down to the pool and stuff.
Was the pool of Siloam?
Yes. So it was a parking lot. I mean, it's this whole area right outside the walls of the old city. And they also uncovered a tunnel that leads from the pool right into where in the old city near where the temple, the Holy Temple was. So the belief is that that's where he cleansed himself before he made his pilgrimage to the temple. It's very cool. It was recently found, but that whole area was literally old parking lots that they uncovered amazing artifacts. I'll put something in the chat about the city of David because it goes back to the kingdom of David and coins and other archaeological finds that are extraordinary. But the pool is recent, so that's why I mentioned it.
Abby, I mean, just like for historical context, the ideal of Pontius Pilate, historians had always claimed, there's no evidence for Pontius Pilate, and atheists always use that. They say, well, why would Pilate not even exist? That shows you that this is all just made up. And then I think it's about a decade ago, they ended up uncovering a stone that they flipped over, and they actually found inscribed on it to Pontius Pilate. And they're like, oh, wow, it's actually real. And then they found a bunch of coins and a bunch of other artifacts.
Right, and then they mentioned Tiberius, too. That was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever taken archaeology in college, it's really wild to go there and see, it's one thing to see the stuff that had been found, but you can go and be part of the digs and actually experience it as they find stuff. And there was a volunteer, like a young girl that volunteered. She found a whole bag of coins in that area. Just one of the days digging. It's really interesting stuff.
But Abby, I heard that the Jews are like a bunch of anti-Semitic, fascistic Nazis, and just treat everybody with disdain and terribly.
Not in the digs. The digs are.
Do they let foreigners
all kinds of
in
people
Israel?
that come from all over the world to.
Are foreigners allowed to go to Jerusalem or Israel?
The majority of the people that work on the digs, by the way, are not local.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's really open.
And then also with that situation, Sanu, I know you're trying to bring some justice to it because but one of the things is that there's different type of Jews, right? There's different types. There's people that are pagan Jews, and then there's
really?
Yeah, then there's people who are Messianic, then the people that's quote unquote Orthodox, Ashkenazi, Russian, and then you got Ethiopia, right? Then you have different type of people in Africa. And some that are lost Jews, right?
They're interesting, There's because they never had the rest of they only had the 5 books of Moses, that the Ethiopians that were rescued. And they're the most beautiful people. Their traditions are just incredible. And one of the past Miss Israel. It was an Ethiopian woman. You can Google her. Ashju, I think I really am butchering her last name. She's just magnificent. But they had this, practiced the religion, and they practiced it, what we say halachically, they really practiced it, but they only had the first 5 books. So the rest of the Bible, it's just interesting. Just never made it there.
Yeah, I was saying. Oh yeah, on that point, thanks Abby for the information. I'll look it up, and I know the Ethiopians they be looking sexy. I ain't gonna lie, but I'm gonna say this: Solomon and Moses. Moses married an Ethiopian woman, and it started a long time ago with Moses. Whenever they, Miriam, who she was being racist towards them, but then Moses was so humble because he saw the beginning, and then he married one because he was like, okay, well, all right, I'm cool, whatever, because they come from the Middle East first. Then they went down to Egypt, and then God, after being pissed off at Miriam for her acting funny because she was Ethiopian, he made you know about the story, right, Abby? What happened? Numbers 12, where God turned her white because he kind of mocked her for her being racist towards the Ethiopian woman or whatever, and Moses, and that's the story, and then going to the last part. This last thing I'm saying on this topic. What is the situation? Oh, Solomon, Sheba, Bathsheba. Yeah. Sheba down below, you have Yemen, and then you have Ethiopia. And so Sheba is known for like the.
So, going
so
back
why was
to.
I muted? Why was it like that?
Because
I'll
you're.
be quiet. No, I'll be quiet.
Hold on. I'll mute you.
I'll be quiet. Just let me know.
I can move you down. Going back to upholding Steve's rooms and Steve's rules. It's, one person, we try not to do a lot of crosstalk, and it's usually normally, 2 minutes, and then, we move on. Sanu, I wanted to ask you something about something.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to ask you something about, you just said, it was interesting because, you said that no one believed that Pontius Pilate existed until about 10 years ago. And I just want to ask you, did you mean to say that? Or maybe that was just
so there wasn't any
paraphrasing.
So I don't know if it's more than 10 years ago, but they uncovered a tablet where it was like a stone that was flipped over, and they ended up finding Pontius Pilate written on it, inscribed. And then they found other artifacts. But at the time, the way I understand it is prior to that, there wasn't any like historical evidence or writings about Pontius Pilate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because they discovered the Pilate stone in 61.
Okay, maybe it's 61. I knew it was maybe I was wrong on my time. I seen the documentary thing like 10 years ago. That's why I was assuming it was like brand new. But maybe it's the 60s. But the point is there was like 1900 years or something, almost 2000 years of people claiming that Pontius Pilate never existed. So maybe it's the 60s. But I've seen the documentary like 10 years ago.
I'm only saying so I did 2 years. I'm not as, I'm no Reverend Scott, but I did do 2 years of theology. And I'm just saying, I've never heard anyone say that Pilate didn't exist. So when you said that, that was just a shock to me. So it was just.
Yeah, I can pull up the documentary and stuff like that.
I have it.
I did want to go to somebody else. Honey badger, larger than we've been talking about. The firing of Jimmy Kimmel. I wanted to call him Stephen Colbert there for a second. The firing of Jimmy Kimmel, I wanted to hear your opinion on the matter, and I've seen you express it in text, and since you're on the stage, I feel like we ought to give you the mic.
What was the question?
What's your thoughts on the Kimmel? What's your thoughts on Kimmel?
On Kimmel?
Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel.
On the Kimmel issue, that's largely what the critical thinking forum room was about today. Did the government intervene?
Entirely. Yeah. That's pressure from the top. Yeah, that's bullshit.
You want to elaborate or just?
No, I think it's pretty clear. I don't see what the problem is. It's like Jimmy Kimmel says stuff that Trump doesn't like.
Trump says lies all the time. So a few months ago when he said that he saved free speech and he's protecting free speech, that's just a setup because later on he's going to fuck it over. And that's what he's been doing. And this Charlie Kirk thing is part of that. Yeah.
So I'm of the view Jimmy Kimmel shouldn't have been fired for what he said. But he stuck himself in the middle of that debate in a really unproductive way.
What did he say that was so offensive again? I don't remember.
I didn't take it personally as offensive. I took it as unproductive.
Well, like what?
The statement was something to the effect of...
He just said that the Republican Party
We've had an issue with these MAGA folks who are desperately trying to make the shooter's identity something it is not. I'm not repeating the quote exactly.
He wanted him not to be a Republican. Something that
that was very obvious that that's the agenda. The agenda is to make sure that it's definitely not a MAGA.
And what was really funny was when Trump was asked, so how you doing with the death? He goes, oh, pretty good. How about the construction of the White House, you know? So obviously Trump was the insensitive one. Why didn't Trump cancel? Insensitive bastard.
Jimmy Kimmel's words injected him into a partisan debate that he probably shouldn't have been a part of.
He wasn't injecting himself into any debate. He was making a comment.
Please just let me finish. What I mean by that specifically was Jimmy Kimmel engaged in some partisan views himself. He implied that the right was trying to make the shooter's political affiliation other than what it was.
Oh,
which is true.
Yeah, it's true. That's what's going on.
He implied the shooter's affiliation was MAGA.
Yeah, because that's been what the
guys, Marshall.
Please just let me.
I was just going to say one thing to Daryl.
Well, that's really slow.
I was going to say, Daryl, don't leave because I have an answer for your question. Don't sit there.
I'm not even done.
Yeah, wasn't
Please don't talk over me.
Yeah, but this is part of why this is
very polite to other people.
It's because of this kind of like slow, plotting, like doofus attitude about what's going on.
Marshall's a mod and he's not a doofus. You're a fool.
17 people are going to jump in. It's going to take 5
Let's
minutes.
It's not that hard. Just let me finish what I was going to say. It seemed to me Jimmy Kimmel stuck his nose in a partisan matter and made a partisan quote. I should be clear here. I don't believe this should have gotten him fired. But I do believe Jimmy Kimmel should have thought twice before saying it. He affiliated the political view of the shooter without ever actually knowing whether that's the shooter.
Yeah, that's what Trump did too. Do you think Trump should be in jail for what he did?
I didn't say that the other person should be in jail, did I?
You didn't even say Jimmy Kimmel should lose his job.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm trying to find out.
Everybody's having a problem talking over me. When I'm a moderator, I'm in the middle of a fucking sentence. Is it because people think I'm nice? Is it because they think they can take advantage of me? Is it because
you're fine.
I don't know for what fucking reason you can interrupt.
Marshall, no,
you
just because
it got heated. Don't interrupt other fucking folks. But they do seem to interrupt me in the middle of a conversation,
just drink another
which I was not done with.
I am concerned it sounds like Marshall's driving.
The point I was trying, Rich,
Shut up, Rich.
not being helpful. Point I was trying to make was that Kimmel shouldn't have been fired for what he said, but he stuck his nose in it in a way that was unproductive in the same way the President of the United States stuck his nose in it in a way that was unproductive. The President of the United States decided without any evidence to attribute the shit to the left. And some folks on the left, I haven't seen luminaries, but some folks who call themselves left or center want to make the argument that it was a right of center killing, despite the fact that the problem is the killing to begin with. It doesn't matter their political affiliation. It matters that it happened. So now I am done. If people want to
there you go. Before anybody interrupts, I was just going to address Daryl and let Daryl know what I looked up. So the Pontius Pilate son was like 60s or something, 61, 63 something. But a lot of historians didn't want to credit it just because there's only one mention that they had found at that time. And then there was also a copper ring that was uncovered in 2018 with the engraving to Pontius Pilate. So that kind of like solidified it. That was the thing that I was reading about, I guess.
Yeah. So, and then I would just want to say, like, I mean, I would agree, Marshall, like, it doesn't matter. But the truth is, it does matter to a lot of people on the right, because you had Nancy Mace, who literally sided with the Democrats.
It matters to people on the right, and it matters to people on the left in a way that is incredibly unfucking helpful.
But it still matters to people on the right, ultimately.
I'm not saying that it doesn't. I'm also saying that it matters to people. I'm saying that it also matters to people on the left, and they have exercised themselves in ways that are not helpful.
Yeah, it's like
fucking lambasting the shooter as a right-wing nut job by fucking Jimmy Kimmel was not fucking helpful. Again, shouldn't have gotten fired, but it was not a helpful thing to say. It didn't make the
conversation
conversation
it wasn't a wise
clear.
statement.
It didn't make the intellectual discussion any
I think
clearer.
it did.
How?
I think it was helpful. I think it was helpful to remind people about what's going on in the current administration and how language actually matters. And so when he brought attention to the fact of something that most of the maggots forgot, that when this guy was killed, Trump was the first person to announce it before like some other kind of professional, and that's a weird
Trump
thing,
had
right?
more information than Jimmy
So
Kimmel.
hold on, I'm not done. And they forgot that when Trump was asked the question that Jimmy highlighted, that he did passively go, "Oh yeah, I think I'm fine. By the way, I'm building this great thing everybody's wanted for 150 years. I'm the president." Like, he was not moved by Charlie's death, and he didn't care about the question. He wanted to talk about himself and brag. So I think it's important for the discussion so people remember that.
The behavior is the problem. The issue.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel. Have you been drinking?
Yes.
I'm just curious.
We have drunk
not
Marshall
been
on that.
drinking. No, I'm not. I just haven't slept. Like, what do you disagree with in my assertion that this seems to matter in an unacceptable political way to both sides?
Look, do you know who
the right seems to be lambasting the left in an unacceptable fashion, and the left seems to be lambasting the right in an unacceptable fashion in a way that doesn't help solve problems, only makes shit worse.
Yeah.
Like, what is to disagree with?
Well, Honey Badger, I think you should stop like attacking Marshall and like, implying that he's like a conservative, right on the right. He's a rhino. He's not on the left. He's not on the right. He's a warmonger who supports Joe Bush.
Honey Badger was not attacking me. Honey Badger had a question.
George Bush.
Which is Meg. Like, I don't fucking dull on him because question.
Oh no! I just wanted him to know that you're not on either side. You're a rhino Republican.
I'm a rhino Republican for what other people think. And rhino.
No, good, dude. Good. I look. MAGA is different. MAGA is different from a common conservative republic of 10, 20 years ago, right? That's what I think. And there's a lot going on right now that shifted, and it's wild, man. So I mean, my dad's a conservative Republican, but it's almost like he looks like a MAGA, even though deep down and knowing what I've known about him for years, he's not. He's just a conservative Republican, and he just kind of got swirled into this fucked up shit. It's crazy.
Why do you think your dad got swirled into fucked up shit?
Well, I just think that when you're older, and you were like
got
a
older
Reaganite and stuff,
made money and
exactly. People who are Republican and vote Republican, they only do it because of their money. That's the only reason, or they're bigots.
You think those are the only reasons that people vote Republican?
Yes.
How old are you?
Why?
He's
like early 30s.
Can I ask Honey a question?
Yeah, I think the only reason people vote Republican is because they think it's going to keep them with more
I'm not being disparaging. Honey, I'm not being disparaging at all.
So right now it's Abby and Honey. Let Abby and Honey dialogue.
Okay, we already got that, JCC. We're all being quiet.
Honey, real sincere question. I'm not being disparaging at all. Do you have a professional career? And you don't have to dox yourself, but...
A professional career in what?
Do you
know.
Do you have a business that you own?
Oh, yeah.
You pay taxes?
Yeah, all that. Yeah, I've been in business for a long time.
Do you care about things like capital gains tax?
Yeah, all
Does that
that
affect you?
Yep.
How you depreciate your Your
Yeah. Why?
assets.
What's up? Yeah.
Yeah, and do you care how those taxes affect you? You're in a state that has an income tax as well?
Yeah, all that stuff, yeah.
All that stuff. So you live in a state with a state income tax?
Yeah, I live in California.
He's full of smoke up your ass, Abby.
So what about it?
Yeah.
What's your point?
Yeah, and this business that you have a lot of employees?
Well, look here, I'm not here to talk about me.
He doesn't know the business, Abby.
I'm trying to get to people change with respect to...
Well, I'm not a Republican.
You think you'll never enough to vote about those issues?
What are you talking about? What's your point? I'm just not understanding what you're saying.
It's pretty clear.
I guess I'm just not picking up the point. We'll make the point.
Obviously, you're not tracking.
My point is, ultimately, people changes in their life as they grow older and their responsibilities change and their assets change.
Yes.
And business needs change.
Yes.
So for someone to vote for someone, it's their congressional representative, whether it's state representative, whether they care what their state income tax is, people in California that have certain income levels are at a 13% stakes on top of the top federal tax rate. Why don't you do the math and tell me how much tax they're paying?
Okay, what I'm just trying to figure out what
well,
point
are you
getting to?
when you get to that point in your life, you may actually vote that way because you may not want to pay 13%.
That's what I just isn't that what aren't you agreeing with me?
Right, but Abby, he did say that he thought Republicans vote either for taxes or bigots, so you're pointing out the taxes part, right?
Yeah, I said for money or bigotry.
And I'm pointing out that there is a logical reason that people make the shift in their life. Okay?
Great. So it sounds like you're supporting my notion that I brought up.
It is not a disparaging comment to people that are Republicans. It's a point of a life cycle and a change that happens in people's lives.
Okay, so where do we disagree?
Did I say I was disagreeing with you?
Oh,
I was
so
just
you're
trying
just
to get
supporting
you
my
to
point.
understand.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for supporting my point.
I'm trying to explain to you that it's not a negative that it happens.
Did I ever say it was?
You implied it was. Disparaging.
No, I said my dad's a Republican, and I said the reason is because they say it for money. You're disagreeing with me. You're just supporting my notion.
You said money and bigotry. You
I said
added
either money or
you mentioned the
bigotry,
two
and
together like they were both a disparaging attribute.
Yeah, so I don't think my dad's necessarily a bigot.
People that are of certain
But he could be a little bit because he's a white man. You know what I mean? So he's probably a bigot a little bit.
You think?
Yeah, a little bit. Maybe. I don't know. Like he's like freaking. I'm not here to talk about my family. I'm just saying that like Republican is different than MAGA. It doesn't necessarily be the same thing. That's all I'm saying. I'm giving that. I'm giving them.
Honey, do you own a home? Honey, do you own a home?
He rents.
Do you own a home?
Yes. Why?
And you own it in fee simple, full ownership?
Almost. Yeah.
You mean almost?
Yeah, I'm almost
own
there.
It or you don't own it?
Yeah, I'm almost there.
So you don't own a home?
Look, I told you, I'm not talking about me. I don't
It's a
know why you're
mortgage payment. He's not done
me.
yet, so he doesn't completely own
That's
it.
not, you absolutely own your home with a mortgage.
Well, I'm still paying.
No, you don't.
I'm still paying a bank.
No, you don't.
This is a stupid conversation now because now you're
The
trying
bank
to just
owns it, Abby.
The bank does not own it. Stop.
And that's
Now
fine.
we're gonna have.
We
becoming a
cannot
Now we're gonna
do multiple voices at once.
Now we're gonna have a quick lesson in real
I can't hear
property.
anything. Abby,
Thank you, Marshall. I have enough voices in my head.
When someone transfers a home to you and deeds a home to you, you own it in fee simple. You are the legal owner in fee simple. You have a lien against your home when you have a mortgage. It's interest, but it is not an ownership interest. You are the owner of your home. The mortgage.
And what does this have to do with what we're talking about
Because I was
with
correcting
Republicans and stuff?
someone. Just asked you where you are.
Are you just
in your
trying to
station.
further my point that people become Republicans for reasons of their own, and they don't have to
Isn't
necessarily
that a
be
great
MAGA?
thing that people get to that point in
Look,
their
dude,
life that they
I
can
don't
make
understand
those
where we're
decisions?
at. Is there a point you're getting to?
Yes, I was trying to explain that it's not a negative that people have life changes
great.
and life cycles.
And you
right?
implied it
But
was,
you used
Patrick.
it as a negative,
Cool. I don't think it's necessarily a negative either.
but you spoke of it as a negative.
No, I didn't. I came in and I was giving people room. I said, look, people who are MAGA, who are like this, whatever level of MAGA you want to declare yourself, doesn't necessarily have to follow just because you're a Republican. You are a MAGA. That's all I'm.
Yeah, and that's an incredibly honest framing, right? Like, I describe myself as a moderate Republican. I don't describe myself as a MAGA. Like, I separate myself from MAGA explicitly by framing of my political beliefs. Like, I'm not saying I can't be friends with those folks, or like I don't work with them, or I don't do good stuff with them. More like your point to pointing out the difference in the party, I think, is the complimentary. The typical comment is astute, but I think it was fair-minded of you to try to put Republicans in a category where not all Republicans fit the MAGA brand. So, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's only fair. I mean, there's all kinds of slices, right? Extremism is really the problem, in a sense, right? On either side.
Can a woman speak, please?
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, Honey Badger, aren't you progressive? Let me talk.
Well, stop.
Let a woman speak, please.
Yeah, hang on. We have speakers on stage that haven't spoken yet. We have Dope and Joe. So, Dope, would you like to say anything?
Yeah. So apparently we're talking. Well, there's a lot that was said. So are we talking about the ideological motivations of the shooter, or just MAGA versus GOP?
Well, actually, this is a follow-up from the critical thinking room where the question was, should Jimmy Kimmel have been fired or taken off the air, kind of thing, because of what Jimmy Kimmel said?
Oh, okay, that's a good question. I'm not the type to say we should go around canceling people, but I think it's just a kind of poetic justice in a sense. You get shellacked and getting off of TV. I think it's just really beautiful because, the amount of shit he would say to someone in his shoes right now, he'd be just pissing on their grave and laughing. He's made multiple types of ridiculous comments before. I remember him saying that if there's like a vax conspiracy theorist who gets put into a hospital, just let them die essentially. So I don't know, man. Seeing him get put off of air, I think it's really it's amazing. I think it's this country's in the right because when people like him talk a lot of shit and then assume that they're not going to be in the position of someone getting canceled, and then they do get canceled, you know what, maybe they'll learn a lesson. But I don't want to see this become a pattern necessarily. This is just a case where I see it as something I could just laugh at and then go about my day with.
Same. I think we are becoming more and more right, left, or center. I don't care what else you call us. That's kind of where we are coming down. And screw Kimmel, he's an idiot.
All right. Thanks for your opinion, folks. Awesome.
Yeah. I think it's interesting, though, essentially. Abby, would you be willing to listen to my experience as a former Republican?
Why wouldn't I? Always listen to you.
I understand. But
don't always agree with you, but I listen to you. I'll talk to you about being a former Democrat and when I switched. Sure. The day I switched.
Sure, Yeah. So as a former Republican, one of the things that made me leave the party were not actually the reasons that some people are typically suspected, which is, people say racism, homophobia. I mostly left the Republican Party mostly because I saw that they weren't really as individualistic as they claim to be. If you think about, and the reason I say that, you think about issues that have to do with on social issues. If you deviate from the norm, they say a lot of times that you can't paint, you can't dye your hair blue, you can't paint your fingernails, but when it comes down to the rhetoric, it's we believe in the freedom of individuals.
No, and so, question: is this just leading to you having sex with a trans person or no?
Yeah, I know you're interested.
I knew that sort of was going. He's like, he didn't like me because I had sex with a.
Yeah, well, I know that it's interesting that are you against drag shows, Rich?
No, I think everybody should be able to do whatever they want. I mean, I think even like a person like yourself that decides to call himself a necrophiliac, if the person's consenting before they pass away, I guess all things are,
I'm not in favor of that. I think that's.
I mean, Norman, if you told your wife, hey, if I die today at noontime, from this cancer, and I got a, stiffy, you can ride me afterwards, like it should be.
It's gross, man.
Yeah, and so just in general, it's like also I just saw like essentially like the tax proposals. There wasn't a lot of relief looking back that I saw from when I was making less than $30,000, really.
Like when you say like individualistic, do you mean like the social conservative aspect, where you can't really go against the grain?
No, in fact, I actually think that's what makes them go against, the principles of individualism. Like we believe in, freedom of individuals, people to be different, and that's just like, it's like you see like, things like Parade the Gay Away. I mean, I know not all conservatives are the same, but it's like you see like things like the Pokemon scare, McCarthyism. It's like anytime you deviate from the norm, it's like,
that was ironic. Norman just left.
If you dye your hair blue, then essentially you've ousted yourself from the tribe.
Necker, do you find?
It's still what it was. Crazy.
Great. Yeah, so I got whipped, and Naya really does have cancer.
For real? Yeah, she do for real.
Yeah, she got cervical cancer.
What I had? Ain't long live TJ. They ain't gonna do nothing but take that goddamn uterus out like they did, man.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. I got a picture of TJ. Is it another TJ or something? Somebody got HIV. I got a bet not too long ago.
Ain't long live TJ. That what his mama just called me. Who got HIV, girl? Hello? You talking about the girl, TJ? No, that was, I said long live TJ.
Boy,
no, I'm talking about the HIV. Oh, I don't know.
This a boy in this picture.
How you know, Kiki?
I really can't see it.
Is he light skinned?
Just sitting in that picture.
Anyway, I look at it real good. Man, y'all so fucking good shit. They say they listen. No, we don't care, baby. Y'all come on the door.
Told ya.
And how y'all make a room for mess and then y'all turn around and listen to us? Y'all supposed to have the shit popping over there. Ain't? Damn. When y'all can bring your grown asses right on over here.
Can I cook right quick? Can I just say?
Let her cook. Damn.
You need to worry about what the Pharaoh did on this. And question me about a motherfucking thing. Yeah, I don't think you need to question me, bitch, about a fuck thing. Yeah, the way you and Tara told each other down on this bitch. Don't question me, ho. You said she got herpes and she said you got AIDS. Bitch, I wish you would question me, ho. About any motherfucking thing. Mm-hmm. Now, what was said,
yeah, Kiki, I ain't arguing my head on the doors of the churches, though. There go one. Come on. Damn. I'm just bringing their ass up. Shit, they want to come on over here, baby. Doors is open. Dog us out, do whatever you got to do. Get your rocks out.
It's a goddamn shot.
They're going another Christmas gift box. What is y'all come? Well, I can't deal with all this.
That girl talking about there go another Christmas gift box.
It's a Christmas gift on the thing, real shit.
What that that mean?
I guess the holidays come on. No shit.
I put the picture in Telegram. Yeah, it's like a text message or some shit. Make sure y'all get that where everybody can see it. There's somebody named TJ in there.
Oh, Tuda at the bottom. That's what you was talking about. You the only one got the nuts to come
No, let Tuda.
I did. She declined.
No.
I guess.
Tuda, come here, baby. Cause what you was saying when I was asleep?
Okay, this is a good time to eat my real quick. Down. Go. That's
what I be talking about right here. This what I be talking
they
about.
think they gonna get put out. That shit be crazy, man.
Oh,
she read them.
Hey.
On the damn number.
Hey. Hello?
Yes.
What was said when I was asleep?
About who?
About Kiki.
Cars, what?
Oh, don't even worry about it. That's what the fuck I thought. That's what I thought. Now, how you doing this evening?
I'm tired. I did ask where you cussed your mama. That's all I said.
What did I say to my mama? What did I say to my mama?
No, I said, when they said you cussed your mama.
What did I say to her, though? Tell me what I said.
I said, Kiki, why you cussed your mama on short
What the fuck did I say to her, bitch?
I don't know. I went in there.
What's your bitch? Why you worried about it? So why did you say Tira had herpes?
The same reason they say you got herpes.
Fuck you talking about, bitch. You said your daughter got it, though.
But everybody said you.
Fuck you talking about. Now, I ain't heard nobody say that but you, clown asshole.
Yeah, you better go. I have to go.
Fuck you talking about, bitch. Bitch better stay in your place, stupid asshole. Now, look how you all quiet and shit. Fuck, girl. Better sit over there and just run off at your dick suckers. How don't be talking about nothing. Bitch, you better find you somebody to play with.
Kiki.
Hey, bitch, I said what I said, ho. No, this ain't that, bitch. You scared them hoes here on my mama. I walk your ass down with a play. Smile. You know this on the bottom, very bottom of my heart. Let me know when you ready for this. Bitch, you ain't never pulled up on me like you played with K. Know that,
you called me
when you get through. Show no, not fuck out there. Bitch, stop playing with me, ho. Stop playing with me, ho. You just be talking. You just be talking, bitch. You just be talking, ho. All you do is sit in my inbox and kiss my ass. Bitch, just stop playing with me, ho. But you know how I'ma come. Stop playing. I ain't none of Keno, Tissy, Nene, none of them bitch hoes. I ain't none of them.
I ain't seen you there.
I ain't none of them. I ain't none of them, though. Bitch, what you talking?
So what else happened? They said Toy said somebody was over talking about you duking.
Now you want to move the toy. I know they're real.
You know I'm not the argue with your stupid ass. Hold on. I ain't this one.
No, they're real. No, they're real. Take a shot to that, bitch.
Look at my sister toy up there, pretty.
Fuck yeah, I won't tell you to come out the mic, but that girl ain't never
Never.
What a fucking soul. Like, that's childish. You gotta say that. Y'all don't like her shit because she don't come off the mic. But don't like nobody that do come off the mic. Damn.
Damn. Okay, I'm back, Kiki.
Nah, bitch, don't say shit to motherfucking me, ho.
Bitch, you said.
Why y'all over there bringing up Toya night? Because she don't come out no mic.
I said her no neck fat ass went finna sit over there, bitch. I meant what I said.
Girl ain't never said nothing to you.
You took all the fucking 2 minutes.
Sorry, yeah, you're gonna use up the whole.
No, hello. I'm watching that, and you guys
Like,
are taking
gonna
it.
use up the whole.
All right. So, all right. You see, this is what I'm talking about. You guys can't just you can't just. Yeah, it is, but I don't know. They want delegation, so apparently you guys can't get through it. Dominique, you got 30 more seconds to speak. Sugar Belly, you get a minute.
Yeah, no, James, go ahead, bro. 30 seconds.
Okay.
Sorry, y'all sound the same.
So in
human history, 80% of women reproduced, but only 40% of the men did, right? This means that women have had access to mating while men have always had to earn it, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that you guys are more valuable in the sense, right? You guys are valuable for different things, right? You guys are not valuable for fucking civilization. You guys are only valuable to get dick down, reproduce, and do what the man tells you to do at the end of the day. So for you to say that men are not valuable, you only have rights because we allow you to have rights. You have a computer that you're able to go on because of a man. You have a house that you live in because of a man.
We're gonna go to Sugar Belly for 1 minute. There we go.
Yeah, sorry.
Alright, and the minute starts.
Give her 2 minutes, Violet. Because
Alright, I'll give her 2 minutes. I'll give her 2 minutes, alright.
Yeah, so I just want to point out, Cole, that like it's almost like you don't realize that you're pleading your case. Like you don't like but you're like, please don't interrupt. But like I was forced to listen to like all of this stuff. Like you don't realize that the reason why you have to run down this litany of like, oh, I made the phone that you're talking on. Oh, I made this. Oh, I made that. Oh, blah 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 blah. You have to do all this stuff because you can't just show up and be like, oh, I'm a man, I have a dick, and then expect women to care.
So that makes you valuable because you have a pussy?
Sorry, like, you're also eating my 2 minutes. Like, what's going on? Yes, actually, we, the pussy havers, like, are intrinsically more valuable. Like, that's the natural order. And, like, all male behavior proves this. And, like, even when you say, oh, like, where are the cities, where's society that women built, it's all around you. It's the same society. It's the same world. Like, all of the same things that you claim that only men built, women were there building them alongside with them as well. You know? And I don't understand why men like these fantasy scenarios where they say things like, oh, if all the men disappear, the society is going to collapse. No, it's not. And how you know it's not is because, like, in third world countries and in poor countries, women already do a lot of these jobs that in Western countries men think are male-only jobs. Like, if you think that, oh, men are all the miners, okay, go to Congo, women are in the mines. If you think that men are all the laborers on construction sites, go to India, women are in construction sites carrying stones. Women are stone breakers in quarries. The point is that, like, all of these jobs are unpleasant jobs, and most people, both male and female, actually don't want to do them, right? But in Western countries, because, you know, of a higher standard of living, because of higher wealth, women start to opt out of having to do these jobs. But then in poorer countries, everybody has to do this kind of work. And you guys always forget that. So my point is that, you know, even when you say things like, oh, you only have rights because we allow you to, you're creating the danger in society. Like, that's not a good thing. This is like a killer comes and you know, calls your family hostile. Can I finish my sentence? Like,
finish your sentence.
You know, so my point is that, like, you've actually taken us so far from what we're discussing. Just to make sure, like, everyone who came into the room understands how this conversation started. We were talking about, like, me saying that I was comparing dating in America to dating in Nigeria, right? And I was saying that something that really surprises me is that in America, the men are always talking about body counts. Like, you know, they'll be like asking women, like, what's your body count? Or they'll talk about women's body counts, high body counts, low body counts. And I said that this idea is very strange in Nigeria, although some Nigerian men are starting to, like, absorb this idea from you know, listening to American men online. But I was saying that, like, it's very weird because, like, it doesn't really matter. And, like, it's not a barrier to you getting married. It's not a barrier to any of those things. Yeah.
Alrighty,
well, great. Mind you, her thing is having a pussy makes you valuable.
We're on Lion and then...
Wait, whoa. Yeah, I thought you put Samoa.
Oh, Samoa's first, guys. Sorry, he called it way before the ISO even started. We're on Samoa, then we're on Lion, and then Concrete.
Yeah, I do appreciate that. I defer the rest of my time to line.
Oh, great. All right, so I know how to shut this silly ass delusional shit down right now. Watch this, ladies and gentlemen. Sugar Belly, what's your body count?
I should have been like 16 years ago.
Sorry, how is that your concern, though?
I expected something like that. If it's something that doesn't really make any sense, and fuck these guys, and you're all in power, and it doesn't really matter to your value does not matter. So that you would have no problem right now telling everyone, disclosing all the men that had entered inside of you.
No, that's not necessarily true.
If it doesn't
So, for example, if you asked me, for instance, what color my underwear was,
I didn't ask that.
I wouldn't tell you either.
You know what I'm asking. You know
Yeah,
what I'm asking, and you know why. Wait.
Because she knows it's wrong.
No, but like my point is that
Exactly.
you
She
have
knows that. Wait a second.
though.
Sugar Belly, you had your moment. Answer, and there's a reason why, and everyone knows why. Because everything that you said about this subject was garbage. You don't even really believe it. Because if you firmly believe the bullshit that you just said, you'd say easily, yeah.
No, but that's a false premise.
I've had sex with 50 dudes. Who gives a fuck?
But that is a false. Again, that is a false premise.
No. This right here is an excuse.
You are assuming.
What's your body count, man?
Shut her up, love.
Mary man.
Hold on.
Yeah, but Lion,
Run this shit back. Because I'm really invested. Because both my husbands is dead. So you know.
Hold on. I was quiet. I didn't say anything. I listened to each and every one of your asinine statements. That even though I knew deep down you would never ever answer this, and the reason is because you are also subject to those same social parameters as a woman, just like we are as a man. Everything that young brother said was absolutely correct, and you just want to push against it because you don't want to live in these parameters. But while at the same time you won't free yourself of it.
But I don't have to live in his parameters. I'm a Nigerian woman.
You just said that Nigeria is not the same. That's not true either. Every country has always been the exact same.
No, that's
fucking
not
way.
true.
If that is, it is the fucking truth. Why do you think that?
Thank you, Lion.
Why do you suppose these motherfuckers want young girls and not old youth
So
girls?
again, this is not true.
Wait. Why do you suppose they always want to make sure that the girl is a virgin before they marry?
But they don't care if you're a virgin. That's not true.
That's not true.
Lion, okay,
Hold on. It's been like that since the beginning.
Let him cook. You talk the whole time. Let him cook.
Yeah.
But you're just screaming. It doesn't mean that it's true.
All you gotta do is be quiet. It's been like that since the beginning of fucking civilization.
No, that's not
Men
correct.
do not. Hold on. Men do not want to do not want to give all of his resources to community property.
Again,
no man on earth wants to willingly sacrifice his life for community property. No man works his entire life to give all of his shit to some woman and give it to every fucking nigga around.
Thank you, nigga.
Nobody on no continent wants to live like that.
Again, this is not true.
So this is where your values. This is the border of where your value is. I'll tell you. The more you run your fucking mouth, the more valueless you become. Just get in the fucking kitchen where you're supposed to be and open your legs only to the one nigga that wants to take care of you, and you'll be just fine. That's all you gotta do. We're only giving you women one job. We'll handle the rest.
Wait, is he crying? Why is he crying?
He's laughing.
You only have one job, and you can't even do that shit.
Charlie,
that's all.
If you can see us now.
All right.
We're on concrete.
So what we have here is failure to communicate. Some men he just can't reach. Which is the way he wants it. Well, he gets it. Anyway, that's the opening. That's a part of a movie called Cool Hand Luke. And it's also the opening of a Guns N' Roses song called Civil War. For those of you who are GNR fans, you will recognize it. Now, what we have here, or what we just witnessed, was a shellacking, as the whites would say, from Sugar Belly towards Gold and now Lion. And these two gentlemen, ironically enough, are professed believers of the Word of God. I was going to say Christian, but I know Lion hates that word. He's actually Antichrist. But he is an Old Testament abides by the Old Testament. And I'm wondering, does the Old Testament talk about women? Yes, it does. Does the Old Testament talk about a woman's value? Why, yes, it does. Could we perhaps hear what the Old Testament says about women vis-a-vis men, vis-a-vis the Lord? Yes, I think we can. We have the technology. So I'll start with Proverbs 18:22 again, church. Proverbs 18:22.
What has this got to do with like history?
He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. Again, to the Christian men. The Old Testament Bible believers and the Christian men. He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from who? The Lord. The Lord. Not your cousins, not your uncles, not your daddy. The Lord himself. I don't think I need to read anything else to see what value women bring to the table for a man, and how that verse alone establishes her as, if not the prize, definitely a prize. I might go as far as to say behind God.
But I'm not a Christian, and I don't believe in your Abrahamic.
I am not convincing you of the argument, Sugar Belly. Pay attention. I am in agreement in part with what you say, and I'm refuting what they say. Pay attention, sister. So, another one that we will go is Proverbs 12:4. And, wait, no, not that one. Let me see. Hold on, brother. This is my presentation, not yours. Okay, here we go. Proverbs 19:14. 19:14. House and wealth are inherited from fathers, but a prudent wife is from the Lord. Now, when God gives you something, is that a good thing? I think so. All right, here we go. What else?
Do you even know what that's saying?
Wait, hold on. One second, brother. A prudent wife is from the Lord. I think that's it. Let me see what else.
Concrete, is that all women?
Oh, here we go. I got another verse for you. Genesis 2. Hold on. Genesis 2:18. And the Lord God said, "It is not good that men be alone."
Bible Sunday class.
Don't you try to stop the word, brother. Thank you, good Christian man. And the Lord, one second, brother. 1 second. You see the chain of events you're creating, brother? You see the chain of events you're creating, brother? You see the chain of events you're creating, brother? You see the chain of events you're creating, brother? And the Lord
let him land his plane, and then you can go. Anybody else interrupts, you go into the.
Nigga, just read Bible verses,
Be quiet, brother. Be quiet.
Yes, sir.
And the Lord God, again, Genesis 2:18. Genesis 2:18. The Lord God said, "It is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him an helpmeet for him." The Lord loves us, and the Lord gave us something to not be alone. And these gentlemen want to argue that the woman is not the prize.
Who did he make first, man or woman, though?
Thank you. Please, brother, I don't want to fight with you, brother. You're a horrible debater. What you did was, and thanks to you for reminding me, right? You talked about what is good for the world, and when we talk about the woman or the man being the prize, that is in relationship to each other, not in relationship to their value to the world. So your entire presentation is about the man's value to the world. But again, the woman has value to the world such that we would not exist. We would not exist, sir. So I take, if I were to weigh,
to listen to.
One second, sir. If I were to weigh the value of iPhone 17 versus progeny.
30 seconds, sir.
Thank you. If I were to weigh the value of iPhone 17 PS and fucking, text messaging, I'll take progeny 10 times out of 10. Yeah, all day, every day. Thank you. Have a nice day.
All right, Dominique, we're on you.
Oh, can Samoa get back in the queue real quick?
That was fucking hard to listen to.
Are you gonna refer your time to Lion?
Yeah, the word should convict your dumbass point.
I'm gonna go.
We're going on Dominique.
I yield my time to Samoa. Go ahead.
All right, go ahead, Samoa. And next we have Oleg.
I'm gonna keep. Yeah, so I thought it was important that Concrete opened up the scripture, and I think God's pretty clear on where the importance of the actual women and men are in the hierarchy, and God, and then I think it's man, and then in third place it's woman, and then children. So if we're using God's ranking system, which I believe is the objective measure of importance, I would say God, man, and then in bronze, third place, all the way down there is a woman.
Samoa, you're a genius. You're a genius, Samoa. Absolute.
Put me back in the queue. I got to deal with that one.
We're on Oleg. You wanted to speak?
Yes. I just wanted to remind you guys of a quote Socrates said. By all means, marry if you find a good wife, but you could say spouse. You'll be happy. But if you don't, you can become a philosopher. So I just wanted to share that with you guys.
Thank you, Oleg.
All right, we're on Lion, and then we're on Concrete.
Oh, wait, I thought you said I was off.
Okay, Sugar Belly, Lion, and then Concrete.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll go after Concrete.
Not like we veered into people reading the Bible. I just want to point out that, again, the Bible is your subjective invention, right? It's a religion, and part of the reason why men invented this religion was to control female behavior and to guarantee more access for themselves. But I'm not a fan of arguing things that we can just look up. So this is to what Lion said, and also to what Gold Pappy said. At some point in where I think this was before the ISO, Gold Pappy had said something about how this is the case in every culture and so on and so forth, and then Lion had kind of said something that's sort of backing that up. And I want to just remind everyone that this is not true. In the original conversation that we're having when we're comparing Nigeria to America, I said that we've got hundreds of different cultures in Nigeria, and in Africa we've got thousands of different cultures, and all of them have different attitudes to the same issue. And I said it's a spectrum. So you have on one end of the spectrum the people who believe that, one man, one woman, be faithful to your husband, wife, be a virgin, whatever it is you want to do. And on the other end of the spectrum, you have the people who believe you can do whatever you want to do, and there's every position in between. So I'm just going to read something from anthropological reports of the Igbo-speaking people of Nigeria. And I just want to, people who don't know this, I'm an Igbo woman, for instance. I'm an Igbo Nigerian woman. Igbo people are not some tiny, small, obscure tribe. We are the third biggest ethnicity in Nigeria, 33 million people. And at some point, we were the second biggest ethnicity in Nigeria. This is not you're reading the practices of some tiny little tribe that lives in some tiny little place, and it's not representative behavior. And this isn't just also our cultural practice. Many other ethnicities in Nigeria also have similar or the same, right? So if you read, for example, from the Asaba book, you have, for instance, I believe this is page 59, right, where it says here, so up until the time of consummation of the marriage, the girl has a suitor who presents himself, but lacking one, the girl may take the matter into her own hands and choose a lover without her father's knowledge. This is, however, no bar to subsequent marriage, either with the lover or with another suitor. Various reasons appear to exist for this. In most places, this temporary promiscuity is attractive to the girls, not only as a time of unlimited sexual enjoyment, but also because it involves a respite from household work. Their lovers naturally bring presents, and this is no doubt a further inducement. It is worthy of note that in the Asaba districts, as on the other side of the Niger, the prevalence of theft of relationships is to some extent attributed to the existence of these friendships. And then if you go to the Oka custom, so this is Oka law and custom, there's a section called sexual license. It says, in sexual matters, all girls have the most complete freedom of action. After marriage, the degree of freedom varies with the locality. In Oka and the surrounding towns, and for people that don't know, Oka is the Anambra state, which is where I'm from. In Oka and the surrounding towns, a married woman entertains her lovers with the permission of her husband, who is as a rule approached by the lover in the first instance with a gift of palm wine. The husband may stipulate that nothing may be given to his wife which shall prevent her from conceiving, such as the meat of a cow that has calved of twins, and it will usually be agreed that the woman is not to neglect her husband for her lovers, but with these provisos, the husband seldom seems to raise any objection to a liaison. When such an affair has gone on for some time, the husband may endeavor to find a wife for his wife's lover. If he is successful, the liaison comes to an end. When the wife in question bears a child, the woman and her husband visit in 28 days, and the husband and the ex-lover are adjured never to quarrel. So yeah, like, I don't understand this thing of Western men trying to scream and insist that this idea of like monogamy, women shouldn't be having sex with multiple men, you know, once you're a married woman, you can't have sex with anybody else, that this is a universal idea. It's really not. In fact, this idea is endemic in cultures where like there's a lot of resource competition. So you find this idea in like global north cultures, for instance, right? Places where it gets very cold. Europe is a good example. Like when you have a lot of tight resource competition, it makes sense that those societies would have evolved ideas trying to control what women can do sexually and so on and so forth. You also find this in places like, you know, the Middle East and so on and so forth. But in a lot of Africa, it's really, nobody really cares. Like there's many different cultures that have many different attitudes. Are there some cultures in Africa where being a virgin is important? Of course. Are there some cultures in Africa where they don't care what you do? Of course, right? But trying to scream that, oh, that this is an intrinsic desire of men is not actually really true. It's actually more tied to what is it called? A settled agriculture, right? And not just settled agriculture, but like the development of.
I'm sorry, Sugar Belly. I'll give you 30 more seconds.
Yeah, so I just want to say that, like, and the other thing I want to say is because like this is also how we got to this conversation, right? Tied to like this lack of, you know, judging women for like their sexual freedom is also the reason why in a lot of Nigerian cultures, paternity is not by biology, paternity is by payment. Because the reason why, like in so much of Nigeria, you become the father by paying as opposed to like being the biological father is because it is very common for a woman to be married to a man, but the biological father of the children is a man. But that man doesn't have any rights of paternity. Like the man who paid the ngo is the man who's the father.
All right, girl. We got Lion next.
All right. Well, that also explains why HIV and AIDS is so prevalent. Let's go to concretely. He decides he wants to read a scripture about the value of a wife.
Shut it up, Lion. Amen, brother.
A wife is.
Yeah, I had to say it like that. A wife is not a whore. So, the scriptures you are reading is saying that a wife is more valuable than the common whore. So let me show you out of that same book that you were reading. I asked you to go to Proverbs 7. This is a whore. Proverbs 7. Read along with me, class. Proverbs 7.
Yes, Pastor.
10. Now, here's the difference between a wife, the scripture that you read, Concrete, and a whore. This is how a whore behaves, even in ancient times. It says, and there was a woman met him with the attire, meaning clothing, the way she was dressed, the attire of a harlot, and a crafty heart. That means she's real cunning and deceit. She was loud, you know, like some of the women. Rebellious. She doesn't like the standards that men set. Her feet would not stay at home. She all out in the street and everybody business. You know women like that? I do. There's a few of them. There's a few of them. At times, she's outside. At times, the open square. She always wants to be where all the men are. All right? Lurking at every corner. She... Watch this. Let me pull over real quick.
This nigga spitting right now. This nigga spitting.
Here we go.
This nigga is preaching.
Is this going to turn into a Christian?
Condemn this demon.
We got concrete off line.
Someone is playing music. Can they Someone is playing music. Please stop.
Hey. At times, she is, it says at times it was outside, at times open square, lurking at every corner. So she caught him and kissed him with an impudent face and said, I have peace offering with me. Today I have paid my vows. So I came out to meet you diligently to seek your, in other words, she says the same bullshit she says to every nigga that passes by. And she goes, and I have found you. I have spread my bed with tapestry, meaning she's got the nicest house ever, and most hoes do. You ever go to a hoe's house? That shit look good, it smell good. All of the flavors, the scented candles.
This nigga is spit.
Colored, it says, I have spread my bed with tapestry, colored coverings of Egyptian linen. Oh, and it's the best. Where you think she got the money? Bitch ass niggas. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of love until morning. Let us delight ourselves with love, for my husband not at home. He has gone on a long journey. He has taken a bag of money with him. She's lying because we know where she got the money. She says it to everybody. And will come home on the appointed day. With her enticing speech, she calls him to yield. With her flattering lips, she loosed him. Immediately, he went after her as an ox goes to the slaughter, or as a fool to the correction of the stocks, meaning once you get caught breaking a crime, you do a crime, you do the time, till an arrow stuck his liver. They're talking about the man's penis, got all hard and everything. As a bird hastens to the snare, a bird walks, how these dumbass men go chasing after these whores. That's what he's saying. They keep falling for the same bullshit trap. That's what it's saying right here. This is 7 and 23. He did not know it. It would cost his life. Yes, that's when the man comes home and finds his wife fucking this other man. She don't care about that man. And she definitely didn't care about her husband. But that husband is going to kill that man. That's what it says. Now, therefore, listen to me, my children. Pay attention to my words of my mouth. Do not let your heart turn aside to her ways. Don't listen to these hoes, how they try to tell you that it's all right to be a fucking hoe and you should just accept this shit. The reason why her custom is the way that it is, just look around Africa. They have the biggest amount of every fees you've ever seen in the world. And it's probably because of their sexual habits.
So now the racism jumps out?
This segue is long though, bro.
I'm almost done. Do not. For he has cast down, she has come many wounded, and all who were slain by her were strong men. Her house is the way to hell, descending to the chambers of death. That's that HIV, that AIDS. That's the reason why them African girls be coughing on you niggas, and y'all catch HIV immediately. They hoes. While they come over here, they pass this shit around. Look around, people. They're walking death. Don't listen. Don't ever take the advice of some whole ass people from a third world country about sexual habits and how you need to be fucking liberated. Care about your stuff. Don't be a walking petri dish. Listen, it's your body, ladies and gentlemen. That's your body.
Getting shut up, nigga.
All right.
You don't have a point.
Violet, let this nigga land.
This is your penis, ladies and gentlemen. Your vaginas. You don't have to pass around like honey. Okay? So there's a reason why they're third world countries.
Oh, God.
Because because of sick, backward shit like that. That's why they were conquered. Thank you.
All right, and now we're gonna have praise and worship by Concrete.
All right. So Lion told us about whores, and yes, whores exist, and I would venture to say that unless you're equipped to deal with whores, don't marry a whore, right? We're not talking about a whore being the prize or not the prize. We're talking about a woman in terms of a man who has found a woman that he desires and wants to be with, whether or not she is or is not the prize in this relationship, right? We're talking about good, clean, normal relationships, not whores, right? So Lion is talking about something else. So in the context of a good, clean, normal relationship, my position, which I guess I didn't make it clear in my last submission, even though there is strong argument as to why the woman is a prize and is valuable, I would submit that both human beings are equally beneficial to each other. And any other assessment is just like a lack of understanding. And I understand how a lack of understanding works because, not everybody is in the same place in their spiritual journey or in their intellectual journey or their enlightenment journey, right? Because there's one thing to be intellectual, there's one thing to be spiritual, there's another thing to be enlightened. And I take it that you might be intellectual and that you can read the scriptures, but I take it that you aren't enlightened, that you understand them in their full capacity and their full glory, right? And I just take it that it's okay because you're still on your spiritual journey, and I encourage you to continue. But the idea that a woman is just good for making babies is insane, right? In fact, they've done studies about touch. They've done studies about babies with touch, and I take it that, if you've got a wife, you've got a woman touching you. So I think we can extrapolate from the baby study the benefits of touch in a relationship with a woman, right? Okay. So from the baby studies, they found that if they were to just give the baby food and not hug it and cuddle it and so on and so forth, that they showed a difference in physical development, right? That the babies who were not, treated with love and affection actually were stunted in their growth, right? You can look into these studies. So we can see the value of a, physical relationship as a man with a woman. And they also talk about the metrics of a man who is married and having sex, which I take it is a normal marriage and not like a weird ass marriage where you're like not having sex and so on and so forth, where you actually love and coitus and all that other good shit. And they talk about how those men are healthier, happier, live longer, so on and so forth, right? So to think that a woman is not a prize is crazy. And I would say vice versa. We all know what men bring to the table: protection, support, on and on and on, right? So the answer is, as usual, both. It's not one or the other.
It's both.
And anybody who is operating from either side of the pole is just egotistical, selfish, and misguided. And again, I understand it. Different people are on different stages of enlightenment. And so I get it. I understand.
Can I finally add in? I've been waiting for quite a while.
Who's actually
part
next?
of the clue. You're part of the queue, Sarah. You go over next, and then.
Okay, well, I will say.
Sarah to go first, and then Gold and me.
No, let her get back in the queue.
I saw the queue and like Lazar is like after me, so like maybe because Lazar was well. Let's do Lazar then Gold.
Are you making
we're
the
gonna
decision?
do Gold and then Shirley and then Lazar.
Thank you. I'd like to just start off by saying a very important Chinese phrase, okay? It goes, 保持阴部清洁. You know what that means? That means don't let your pH balance be off and keep it clean. That's what it means. So that is my entry into this segue, okay? I want to talk about Sugar Belly said. She said, because I have a vagina, I can just exist and get attention, validation, and all these different things, right? You say that, right? I want to tell you that being desired is not the same as being valuable. See, men want sex, right? The same way the world wants Wi-Fi, but that doesn't make either more valuable, right? It makes them more in demand. Value is what you create or contribute, not what others want to use, right? A vending machine gets used every day. It doesn't make it priceless. You know what I mean? So your value fades, right? But a man's value can rise forever. You might be born with sexual value, but it's going to fade, right? Men build value over time. At 18, Sugar Belly, women peak at the sexual market value. At 35 plus, high value men are at their prime. So older wealthy men consistently date younger women, right? And men gain value with money, power, and wisdom. Women lose sexual leverage as they age. No one's really looking for 80-year-old pussy unless it's Martha Stewart, let's be honest, right? A man becomes more desirable with time. A woman becomes more reflective with time, right? Now, let's look at passive value and short-term leverage, right? If all you need to be valuable is to exist, that's not power. That's vulnerability. Your leverage disappears the second a man stops giving it to you, right? Just a reminder to you, men built empires to own land, not to chase women. And women's sexual value can open doors, but men own the building of those doors that are being opened. So you being valuable just because you have pussy, which is crazy to say as a woman, that your value is in your pussy. That just really goes to show you where your mindset is at, right? You didn't even say your value is in these other things, which, women do have value in a lot of other things, but you put the first value in your pussy, which goes to show you that your body count is probably excessively high because you're thinking with your pussy and not with your head. You being valuable because you have pussy is like saying a key is powerful just because it opens a lock, right? Real power belongs to the person that opens the door. You're confusing sexual access with inherent value. For you, sorry, I'm eating a little bites right now. If existing is enough to be valuable, why are women constantly told to bring more to the table? Why do most desired women still chase the 1% of niggas who built something? Because you even know that that's the truth, right? You know that that's the truth, but I don't think you want to admit it, because what Sugar Belly's doing, everybody, is she equates attention or sexual desire from men with inherent value, right? But value isn't about being desired, my friends. It's about being rare. It's about being impactful, and it's about being irreplaceable. There's a lot of girls that I can think of right now that are very irreplaceable. But when you think of a 6'1" successful millionaire and someone that lives in a very prestigious place and owns a prestigious company, are you going to consider that valuable? Or is the 80-year-old woman with her pussy flag more valuable? What's more valuable, right? Fast food is in high demand, Sugar Belly, okay? It is, but no one respects it. That's why niggas tell you don't eat fast food. Kobe beef is rare and earned, right? So if being desired equaled value, then OnlyFans girls would be treated like queens. They would be respected long term. We would be having a fucking parade for them in the street, but we don't, right? Because in economics, value is tied to scarcity plus utility, not just demand. So anyone could be desired, but very few people can be irreplaceable. So you're not valuable because men want you. You're valuable if you still matter when they stop wanting you, right? Your fertility rate peaks from 18 to 24. The male sexual market is tied to income. It's tied to confidence. It's tied to leadership. It's tied to a bunch of different shit from 30 to 50, right? Wealthy niggas in their 40 to 50 still date women in their 20s. Why? Because women find those men valuable. And if you don't think that men are the prize, why do you look for a man to lead in the first place? Why do you say, I want a man that's stronger than you? You want a man that's faster than you. You want a man that's smarter than you. You want a man that makes more money than you. Are essentially saying, Sugar Belly, that you want a man that's better than you. When you choose men, do you down or do you date up? Are you dating a guy that's equally as strong as you? Probably not. You're dating a guy that makes equal money with you? Maybe you might, but most likely not. Are you dating a guy shorter than you or the same height as you? You're probably not. You are using hypergamy, so going above and beyond to find a nigga that's better than you, and you're admitting he's better than you, and that's exactly why you're choosing him to lead you in the place that you can't get by yourself anyway. So you just prove my point more by saying that men are the prize. At the end, a flower is beautiful, it needs someone to water it. A man who builds his value is the one with the garden hose. That is us. Women's sexual value is front-loaded, right? At the end of the day, men's value is delayed, but it's earned because niggas get better with time. Women don't get better with time. I've never seen a shorty get better with time. There's been a lot of fine chicks. I'm not gonna lie. There's been a lot of fine shorties, and some of them do look good. But the majority of women are not getting better with time. Women rely off their age and their beauty, and that fades. But you know what doesn't fade? Building cities, building civilizations. You got niggas that's 80 years old still in the trenches.
Yeah.
So you're not valuable just because you're a woman. You're marketed that way. She thinks of value as self-evident, but in reality, it's constructed by male desire and social media algorithms.
Okay, wait. Okay, cool. So
okay, yeah. So with that, I'll let. Wait. Am I done, Violet? Or do I got a couple more seconds?
All right. So can I just say?
Hold on, Violet. Do I have the floor?
What? Weren't you just finished? Did you finish?
I thought it was done.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. You got like 30 seconds to land your plane.
Another 30 seconds of shouting?
Yes, I'll get a 30 seconds.
Oh my God.
Thank you. I'm sorry for shouting at you. I guess it's just a man in me. But I just find it terrible that you used your vagina as a forefront to represent women, which is very shameful to women because women have other things besides their vagina. So putting your vagina at the forefront to determine your value just really says a lot about you as a person and then also what you think of women as well. So with that, I'll digress.
All right,
Thank you very
we're on
much.
Sugar Bell.
Okay, thank you. So can I just say, I really don't like this thing that some of you guys do, and I'm speaking to Gold, Pappy, and Lion, where you lie about what the person said to make your point. And it's weird because you act as if the entire room is not here listening to the conversation along with you. And I don't know what the point of lying is. I didn't say that women are valuable because we have a pussy. You asked the question, you were like, oh, so are you saying that you just have value because of your pussy? And I said, yes, we the pussy havers have intrinsic value. That was what I said word for word. Now you've given us a whole rant about how I supposedly said that, oh, your value is in your pussy. I never said that, right? But my point, though, is that women have intrinsic value. So it's not about sexual desirability, like, at all. I never even mentioned this. You're the one who kind of manufactured this whole point to argue against it. My entire point is that, like, as human beings, women have intrinsic default value because of our reproductive capacity, right? And because of the fact that we're actually quite competent and quite capable, and we create community, and we create like all of the things that make, being a human being worth it, like in terms of like our socialization and so on and so forth. And so we're quite content by ourselves, you wouldn't find, like, if you sequestered men and women, you generally don't find women trying to, kill themselves to get into where the men are. But you will find men trying to kill themselves to get into wherever women happen to be. And that's because the women have far more value to the men than the men do to the women, right? So, and the second thing is that I really feel bad for, like, the women around you, Gold Pappy, and I feel really bad for the women, like, in whatever social culture you're a part of. And I'm not saying this to say that you're a bad person, like, I'm really not, right? But I'm saying it to say that, like, the ideology that you're parroting is incredibly tedious. It is incredibly exhausting. And when I think that, okay, some girl is going to have to marry you, right? Some girl is going to have to listen to this nonsense for the rest of her life. Some girl is going to have to, it's deep. Wow, that's deep. When you say this rubbish, I feel bad, and the reason why I feel bad is because I know for a fact that, in other parts of the world, women don't have to believe this rubbish or listen to this rubbish in order to have partners, like, to partner up with men or to get married or whatever. It really doesn't matter. And and it's funny that Lion was shouting about, third world country and stuff, right? Because what I don't understand is that, okay, yes, I'm from a third world country, but you guys are from a first world country where you're supposedly meant to be living better. You're supposedly meant to be having a better time of life. And so, like, why are women in this first world country who are meant to be freer, who are meant to be happier, why do they have to tolerate this nonsense ideas from men? Like, it's confusing to me, right? If you're supposed to be living a better life, why do I have to hear the gold pappies of the world telling me rubbish about how, men get better with age and women go down with age, or whatever nonsensical idea like they distributed in the incel group meeting? It doesn't make any sense. Like, it's so, like, Lisa, you're after me, so just give me a second. Like, let me finish, right? It doesn't make any sense to me. Meanwhile, in the country where I'm from, which is, like you said, a third world country that has nothing to teach you, first of all, like, the marriage rate is much higher than in your first world country, right? So even you guys from the first world country, you men who keep on shouting about how, marriage is so important to you, marriage is so valuable to you, you're looking for a wife, the way you say that word, wife, right? You guys aren't having that success of having wives. You're not having that much success of having marriages. Like, our marriage rates outstrip yours, like, hands down, right? And we were not tearing ourselves to pieces about body count, tearing ourselves to pieces about how men are supposed to be more valuable and whatnot. Like, it's kind of crazy that you supposedly have more freedom, but you're binding yourselves in these regressive ideologies. And then the other thing that I want to say is that, like, I also don't understand why you guys keep on trying to argue against what I'm saying using the Bible. It's odd. I'm not a Christian. I don't believe in the Abrahamic cinematic universe. And yet, you guys keep pulling out Bible verses to tell me what your imaginary daddy in the sky said. That's very nice for you. And if this whole conversation was about, okay, what do Christian people believe about marriage, or what do they believe in relationships, I would agree with you, because I've read the Bible too. Like, I've done all the Christian theology as well. Like, I've studied all the Christian stuff there is to study. So I would agree with you that, yes, this is what Christians say, this is what they believe. This is like, if Christians ran the world, or if Christians were making the rules, this is how it was going to be. I don't have any arguments against that there. But where my argument is that you guys are trying to take what is happening in the Bible and then use it to make a fake history for other cultures in the world who have nothing to do with the Bible. And you want to tell us by force, right, that because your Bible says that you like virginity, and your Bible says that women should close their legs until they marry one man, then our culture has to agree with that. No, our culture doesn't have to agree with that, and it doesn't. And we have the historical documentation to prove that it does not agree with that. So, I don't know why you guys are, like, so angry. Like, this was a fun, chill conversation, and I was hoping that it would stay that way. But some people started screaming and calling women whores and calling women hoes. And I just feel like you don't need to have this much aggression. But like I said, the reason why you have this aggression is because this is not a chill conversation for you. You're fighting for your life. Basically, your life depends on women believing this nonsense. And if women don't believe this nonsense, you feel like you're going to die. That's the reason why you guys are so aggressive. It's weird.
No, because
Can I finally chip in for once?
society.
I mean, can I finally chip in for once? Wow, this has been so long. So
That's what happens when there's a queue, Sarda. But go ahead.
No, it's been going back and forth.
No,
Okay,
there's
so
been a queue this whole time. Just go ahead.
I'd like to add that back to Lion's point, you made a claim about all this HIV and AIDS going on in Africa, but you forget to mention that 35% of the new HIV cases are predominantly Black males, even though they make a very, very small percentage of the US population. almost 40%. Now, look, I'm a person, I think men and women need each other, so I don't really have a dog in this fight, but that's kind of where I feel like the facts, whatever you said there, kind of, the facts don't back it up. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know why that was brought in.
Lisa, on the continent,
so that's the
married
actual fact. Huh? Say it again? Wait, what did you say, Sugar Belly?
I said on the continent, like in Africa.
Stop asking Shirley Miller.
Oh my God! Like I'm just answering your question. So I said that in Africa.
That's your time, Lasara. That's your time.
No, I was okay.
Like,
so then can
you guys stop bullying Lasara? Like, what is going on?
No one's bullying her. She wanted time.
All right. I don't even know how much time I'm getting.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
okay,
what is this? Did she interrupt you to ask a question, or were you done?
She asked me a question. So stop gold happy from
So she asked you a question, and you want her to respond. That's part of your time.
No, I was not.
Don't take out of her time.
I wasn't. Okay,
Belly, if you could just let me moderate the stage and calm down, please.
Can I? Okay.
All right. Did you ask her a question?
No, I didn't.
All right. So
I'm responding to Lion. So he was going on and on about Africa and HIV/AIDS. I'm basically making a statement saying the fact, you can look it up. 35% of the majority of HIV cases are predominantly from Black males, and they make up only a small percentage of the U.S. population. And then also, it's kind of blasphemous. Everyone's talking about God and Jesus. It's funny because in a lot of spaces, guys will talk about how women are also they're gossiping, TTing. I mean, shouldn't you guys be building, working? Why are you guys on Clubhouse? Leave the gossiping and the chattiness to the women. I don't understand it. And I don't really know what Black men are building. I mean, you're talking about, we built the civilization. What are you building? What was built by you? I mean, it doesn't really add up. So, I mean, the marriage rates are down.
You said what was built by men?
No, Black men. Okay, the marriage rates are down. Out of wedlock birth rates. I mean, what are Black men really building? They're not.
Black men built this whole damn country.
I'm just saying.
That's a crazy statement.
But we're gonna let her finish.
I mean, the facts.
Get her the fuck out
I'm talking about the facts. I mean, that's just what the facts say.
Well, she sounds like Charlie Kirk, breaking fast.
All right, well, let her sound like that and let her land her fucking plane.
Why are you guys so angry?
I don't have a dog.
She's not about angry. Just asking questions. Oh my God.
I don't have a dog in this fight. I think I wouldn't. I'm not necessarily agreeing with Sugar Belly, but I think some of the points that you guys are making are just not really strong enough. You're talking about men, but you're not specifying what men. You're talking about HIV, but you're forgetting the fact what I just pointed out. It's like I said, I'm a Christian, I'm conservative, but it's
I knew it.
Bad argument. I don't really know what you're talking about. Anyway, go away, take it away.
Yeah, so Lisa, all I wanted to say to what you said about HIV is because you said please, can you stop? We're having a chill conversation. It's not a fight. Nobody's fighting with you. Yeah, that's fine, but
I go after team.
Yeah, so Lisa, so on the continent.
I typed in that I was in the queue earlier.
Yeah, Leon goes before me for sure.
Okay, so
great.
I do think it's going to be interesting tomorrow because we are going to see a response from the ecstasy chair based off what Jon Stewart's going to say, and I guarantee you Ellison is going to be pressured by Trump behind closed doors to probably get rid of Jon Stewart permanently from The Daily Show. Because, they have also brought a broadcast license that was just transferred to them and bought by Skydance, right? So, this is gonna be some tea that we're gonna miss out on if you guys, it would just be something y'all would play tomorrow, but y'all could just play it live.
So who's doing the? I thought I read that today. Who's doing the Charlie Kirk special?
It's gonna be Sinclair.
In place of in place of
Kimmel there. Yeah. That's not surprising coming from Sinclair. I mean, we know what they're all about. I mean, they literally.
It's really weird.
Yeah, man, listen,
talk about it's gonna be a special about his life. What the fuck?
This is really fuck Jon Stewart on all cylinders. I don't fucking trust that.
What?
He's always. What do you mean? Wait, what?
Jon
Stewart
ain't
never been about shit.
Wait,
what are you talking about?
We should. You talking about John Hancock or John Stewart? Which one we talking about?
Stewart. He said John Stewart.
John Stewart.
John Stewart is like dedicated to the struggle.
What are you talking about, Water?
Tell him what?
Okay, Water.
I'm so confused.
What are you drinking or smoking right now?
Because you ain't drinking no water. You drinking something else. What's that?
You must be dehydrated, bro.
Wait, explain it to us.
Stewart is like all of the progressives. They want all the progressives want John Stewart.
Let me go
president.
pull a clip.
What are you talking about?
Pull a clips. Hold on.
John Stewart is the liberal champion in late night, and he's the person everyone always.
You sure you're not talking about Bill? You sure you're not talking about Bill Maher? Because
Yeah, Bill Maher
he's my generation, Bill Maher. That's a great example.
How old are you?
He's my generation.
What the hell are you talking about?
This man is mentally ill or something. I don't know.
He really is. John Stewart is in my generation, sir. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, Water, aren't you in your 30s?
Yeah, but so he's my generation.
He's not in your generation. I'm 32. What are you talking about? He's in his 50s.
Your generation.
Are you
confused? He's in his 50s.
Are you confused? Maybe he grew up listening to him with his family. I don't know.
I'm trying to put it together too.
We can't say this kind of stuff.
But I tell you this, Jimmy Kimmel is my generation. I'm almost 80. And I love motherfucking
Jimmy Kimmel is the truth.
Kimmel was, and all of it.
If you're a mom and you got kids, his little Halloween specials where he asks kids questions, I watch all his fucking little YouTube clips. Yes, funny.
He is funny.
Yeah, our generation, and if you're not a millennial, our generation would be like Lily Singh or Amber Ruffin.
I like Lily Singer.
Yeah,
but you're 32.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the 30-year-old generation or whatever.
The Fallon supremacy.
Does Lily Singer
it's all about Fallon?
No, she's 36 years old. I'm 32. I'm not a city.
Hey, Matt.
I'm a millennial.
Hey, Matt, does she still have a show, Lily Singh?
No, her show back 2 years ago.
Okay, but her show was witty. I liked her.
Yeah, it was on Peacock. And then Amber Ruffin has, I think she still maybe has her show.
She's funny.
She's 42, 43.
Yeah, she's Letterman.
Now she's in her 40s. I thought both of them were in their late 30s.
Yeah, they look young. For real. I mean, Lily is younger, but Amber looks really young. I didn't know Amber was real.
Give me David Letterman, Arsenio Hall, and Jimmy Fallon. I mean, I like Jimmy Kimmel, don't get me wrong, but Jimmy Fallon way over Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Fallon is funny.
Jimmy Fallon is real funny. I never liked Jay Leno.
I like both too, but Jimmy, the only reason why I like Jimmy Kimmel, that's why I said it's mom thing, because if you watch a lot of those clips be with the kids, and I love that.
Don't forget about Conan.
Conan was funny. Now Conan is top tier. See, Conan to me is the best one.
Because he's a big toggle.
I love fucking Conan O'Brien. That is my nigga.
Conan the Ice Cube.
I love Conan O'Brien. He is one of my favorites.
The thing about Conan is Conan knows that he is a very goofy, awkward, white Irish guy, right? But he just goes with it. He don't give a damn.
That damn ride along with Ice Cube.
I said that ride along with Ice Cube. Wasn't it with Ice Cube?
This is my favorite. This is my favorite Conan O'Brien. We did this.
Which one?
PTR.
Oh, yeah.
When y'all be going off here, especially First Lady, I always do this emoji.
You guys ever listen to his podcast? Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. Yeah, it's funny.
That's the funny motherfucker.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
I like Leno. I grew up on
Man, Leno did nothing for me, man. That big jaw did nothing for me.
Didn't him and Letterman did not get along?
Yeah,
Because the Tonight Show.
Because he's so dry.
Yeah, the Tonight Show was supposed to be Letterman's. Letterman is funny as hell.
I never understood that.
Right. You gotta enjoy it, right?
He creeped me the fuck out. And his family creeped me the fuck out.
You know what got me in a Letterman when they did that, was it a movie that they did about Johnny Carson, how he was supposed to take over late night?
Yep.
There's a lot of drama.
Yeah.
You know, rest in peace, Joan Rivers. Man, I wish she was alive because she'd be dragging people left and right.
Yeah, Joan
She was on Leno. She was a regular.
Legend. She was a guest host of The Tonight Show before Leno, and she was supposed to get the job, but they went with Leno.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why. That's my first. The first person who taught me how to read.
Yeah.
When I tell you, she doesn't read. She reads.
Yeah, Joan Rivers was one of them. She was a trip.
She don't give a fuck.
Well, that's when we had real poets. You know, and
I like Carson too, but give me Conan. If I gotta pick, give me Conan, then Letterman. I loved Arsenio. But yeah, Conan probably the top one, and I love Jimmy Fallon too.
Yeah, Jimmy. Arsenio, Jimmy. Well, Arsenio, Jimmy, and Conan are my top, like top tier. I mean Fallon too. Yeah, Fallon's up.
Fallon. Maybe.
Jimmy Fallon is, man, look, Jimmy Fallon gets straight creds because he got the Roots as his band. Like Jimmy Fallon's
canceled.
And he came from SNL, so whenever he get the other SNL people on there, that should be funny. Like when Kristen Wiig come on there, that should be funny. Kristen Wiig came on there as Khaleesi from Game of Thrones. She wouldn't come out of character. That shit was hilarious. You gotta watch that shit, Patty.
Which one was it?
It's an episode of Jimmy Fallon and Kristen Wiig came on there, but she was dressed as the Khaleesi from Game of Thrones, and she wouldn't come out of character. She had this terrible ass wig on, and she was like, "So how you been doing?" She was like, just chilling with my dragons," and it was like.
And we do know Kristen Wiig. She can play it off too. She's
a little bit older. What is that white woman name that was married to, not married, that was dating 50 Cent?
Oh, you're talking about, Chelsea Handler.
Chelsea is funny.
Chelsea Handler is funny.
Really?
She's dry, but she's funny.
Listen, 50 got her heart.
Nah.
50 got shot in the face, but she didn't.
She left 50 alone.
Yeah, I know she left 50 alone, but I think I remember her telling she really loved him.
She didn't say she loved him. She said she liked him. I think he bought her a matching car or something. She said somebody bought her a matching car. It was the public. It was just too much.
Yeah.
So she actually stopped fucking with him.
You gotta watch Chelsea Does on Netflix. She got one that's like Chelsea Does Sex, Chelsea Does Drugs, Chelsea Does Church. It's funny as shit. And when she do drugs. When she does drugs, she goes to South America somewhere to do ayahuasca. Funny as fuck, bro. She is hilarious. I got her book too. You got to be kidding me.
You got to be kidding me.
That's the name of her book. You got to be kidding me.
Why didn't she have it at her time?
Was that Chelsea a 40-year-old virgin? Was that some motherfucker?
I doubt Chelsea was a virgin.
They need to bring back Chelsea.
No, 40-year-old version.
Oh, in the movie?
Yeah.
I don't think she was.
No, that was I know what you're thinking about, but that was Judd's wife. She's fucking hilarious. She's a comedic genius.
Kristen Wiig, nobody will ever trump Kristen, the Wiig. She's the funniest.
Oh, you're talking about Elizabeth Banks was in 40-Year-Old Virgin. Yeah, Elizabeth Banks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or Cindy from Scary Movie. She was funny too, as fuck too.
Yeah. I forgot Jane Lynch was in there.
Leslie Mann was Judd Apatow's wife in 40-Year-Old Virgin, right? The one that throws up on him and says she wants to get French toast after.
That big tall lady.
She ain't tall, no, that's Jane Lynch.
That's Jane Lynch. Jane Lynch. Jane Lynch is
nobody funny. I'm sorry. It's Kristen Wiig and Melissa McCarthy. Then everybody else fall under them. And what's the one who used to do Debbie Downer?
Tina Fey.
Oh, Tina Fey's funny too, but
Tina Fey's up there, but Amy Poehler. Okay, so it's them three, and then all the other white girls. Rachel, she's a Rachel.
Who's the one that Debbie Downer?
No, Rachel did Debbie Downer, I think.
Yeah, Bridesmaid.
No, the train.
That's Kristen Wiig.
Rose the bar. Is the bride up there.
Man, y'all gotta give. What's her name? Put some respect on her name. Maya. She's what's her name? The daughter.
Maya Rudolph.
Yeah, Maya Rudolph is.
Yeah, Maya Rudolph.
Maya Rudolph is funny as hell.
Yeah. I would like to see Melissa McCarthy and Tiffany Haddish and Maya Rudolph.
No, Tiffany Haddish, you lost me.
Wait. Tiffany Haddish is one note. It's the same character from Girls Trip. I don't need to see her.
Every time I see her face, I just see this is nice. I'm like, okay, I'm over it. I'm done. Every time I see her face, that's all I see.
Every time
this is nice.
What's her name? Tiffany Haddish's face. All I see is her doing the nay from 2014. She needs to sit down.
I like what's the girl from Abbott Elementary?
Oh,
Quinta B.
Yeah, Quinta.
What do you know about Swalwell?
About who?
Representative Congressman
from California.
He's the one that ran for president and shouldn't have been running for nothing. But yeah, he was just dragging what's his name up and down the street today with his little Kimball hat. He was doing this thing like him.
Yeah, I just posted it in the chat. He said, y'all better look the fuck out after the midterm elections, because we gonna be right back here. Y'all better get y'all lawyers. I'm like, whoa.
He was like, bitch, as soon as we win these midterms, and I was that black man Hakeem Jeffries said, bitch, as soon as he said, bitch, but I'm gonna add it in because I'm gay. He said, bitch, as soon as we win the motherfucking midterms, we investigating all y'all motherfuckers. So it's up, and y'all need to figure out how to get them lawyers.
Oh yeah. Yep. Swalwell's from California. Swalwell, we got a lot of respect out here. He don't fuck around. Like and I saw that earlier in Brooklyn. He was for real with it. He's like, yo, don't you worry.
After Kirk's death, you really think we're gonna win the midterms?
I don't know. That's what I'm concerned about.
Yeah. That's a year and a half.
That's the problem.
They will because of it.
But people really don't vote in those elections. Like, come on, y'all.
The midterms always go to the party that's not. I'm sorry, the House always goes to the party not out. It's just.
And that's true, but you know what?
This is not enough to do anything. They're going to be all this is doing is actually making more people hate Republicans because of what they're doing in the name of Kirk.
It's exploding the Republican Party.
This whole freedom of speech thing can be a good thing because it may ignite people that didn't vote, especially in the presidential election, to get out and vote, and people that normally don't vote in midterm elections to get out and vote, because this is going to be something that's going to help us get to another place. This is crazy.
Look, I'm not going to say that like there's nothing to be worried about. But I think that. Yeah, no, I hear you. But I think that like Trump has put himself in a very bad position. Like as much as he's trying to run away from the Epstein files and transparency and the whole freedom of speech, like all the shit that they were
really about? I gotta find this clip that Joy Reid had posted about why are Republicans so mad since they got everything right now, but they still mad. But the one thing I want to say is like there is a very big glimmer of hope that the Democrats will win things back because like Donald Trump has a lot of things to answer for that he has not. A lot of things that he claimed was going to get better has not. And on top of these kind of like social issues that he's kind of put people, like he's trying to like press down on people. Like I think that there is going to be a faction of people that are really going to just be like, yo, I voted for this bullshit and now I need to correct it. That's not to say we're not, there's not going to need to be a push to get out, but I don't think that they just got it all in the bag. I think that they know what's coming, and that's why they're putting it in overdrive to try to suppress votes and try to take over things. But I think that really it's really going to come. It's really going to come down to just people getting out the vote to put to Patty's point.
And that's the part that I'm worried about is the suppressing of votes. Like, I think that that's going to be hella prevalent. With all of the clues that we got now, I think they're definitely going to go extra hard with the suppression of votes. There's going to be a lot of bullshit.
Where were you? Where was Marcus? He wasn't with Paul Allen. Was he with? He was.
We have to put that down protect
My pain is constant and sharp, and I do not hope for a better world for anyone. In fact, I want my pain to be inflicted on others.
They're measuring by because when you look at the special data, it's at D+12, and historically, literally every single year they did like 15-year stretch. We've always been either +2 or -2, whatever that environment currently is when the specials are happening. And right now it's D+12. So I would say like at worst D+9, at max D+14. But this current stuff's going to be honestly in the back of people's minds by next year. They're going to try to put it back in front of people in front of them in the midterms because they're doing the convention, the Republican midterm convention, the Democrats are doing it too. And the worst thing you are going to do is connect every single Republican that is running to Trump when we're already in stagflation. We're literally walking into a recession. So
we have a major event. Whatever major event is going to happen around the time of the election, I think that's the thing that I'm worried about. Like, what is the major event?
Hurricane season's coming. Football season's coming. There's a lot of things coming that that are like some natural and just some unforeseen. But I can tell you right now, some of these states they got hurricanes are coming. They can't avoid them. And the hurricanes are guaranteed to come through their states. Let's see how they recover from them. And his response because
all right, folks, calm down. Go for the big answer.
Let's see how they want to save the country. Let's keep it for them.
Just do not share. All barrels ain't their front door. Somebody gets more bill out of goddamn screen. You're in flu. You got 100 rifles aiming every way out of that building. You got one chance to get out of this alive. Is this the marshal I have the pleasure of addressing? Yes, it is.
There's tents out there. Something
RFK just said they're saying they need to communication.
Come in.
You want orange?
Yes, indeed, we are. Marshal Tatum, may I address you and your deputies and apparently the entire town of Daughtry as to the incident that just occurred?
Go on.
The man lying dead in the dirt, who went by the name of Bill Sharp, is actually a wanted outlaw by the name of Willard Peck, with a price on his head of $200. The hell you say? I'm willing to wager this man was elected sheriff sometime in the past 2 years. I know this because 3 years ago he was rustling cattle from the BC Corn Cattle Company of Lubbock, Texas. This is a warrant made out by Circuit Court Judge Henry Allen Laudermilk of Austin, Texas. You're encouraged to wire him.
Things that's going to happen and a long list of things about
In other words, Marshall, you owe me $200.
Oh, y'all just now having a measles outbreak? Girl, in Texas, we've been doing that all year. Catch up, huh?
Well, it's Atlanta. They had the first recorded case here in Atlanta a few days ago.
Yeah, and that was sarcasm for the ones who didn't know. Yeah, I totally understand that. It's these type of things slowly make their rounds across the country, especially depending on the season change. And so, you know, it's just.
Wait, so now it's 7 at Grady now, Tony? Because it was like probably 4 or 5 days ago when they was like, they got their first reported, so they'll be on the lookout. Now it's only saying it's 7. That's crazy. I gotta be moving again now.
This couple just dropped the craziest TikTok dance in 2025, and the husband pulls off a move nobody.
This tool is truly amazing. It can split stones with ease.
Yes, I do. I
The
got
wedge
one
is
as a
placed into a
kid.
drilled hole, and hydraulic pressure pushes it forward, forcing two
No, I
sides
had
out.
the vaccine
As the
as
pressure
a kid.
builds,
You
the
know
rock
you have to
finally
get the
gives in
vaccine
and breaks apart.
to go to school.
This tool is truly amazing. It can split stones with ease.
I get that.
I'm going to strongly agree with that. I'm inclined to strongly agree with that one. That motherfucker on the end definitely frustrates the shit. On the right end definitely. I want to slap the shit out of him in person.
That's so cool. I definitely recognize Dame Dash and Jimmy.
And Fat Joe. Fat Joe is the king of cat.
What did he do? He's the king of
Fat Joe was a tall town, man. Maybe tall. I'll be like that fat.
I'll tell you, I had no idea.
You don't believe that.
I had no idea.
You didn't chase anyone. You used to be
Did I
bigger
ever see
than
him
that.
before? Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, like,
That's mine.
chase them. You know them tall stairs in the Bronx. Like, you don't want to chase nobody up there, Steve. Your knees weren't touching
I
each
tell
other,
you,
man. Cause
my son told me that, and I do, and I feel very bad for his family.
That's the thing that I don't
I don't know what he's done in this country.
Hills and shit. All the hills and steps in the Bronx. I live in the Bronx, but that main
Obviously, he's a Republican, he's a young kid, whatever. What I do know is, there's one child in my neighborhood that's crazy.
No, I can't give it to
She
everybody.
drinks and she sings karaoke by herself.
Well, I can't wait to see how you connect.
And she's got like a little
Here's where the contradictions arise, okay?
my Instagram and she was on
So
there.
when we see the murder, when we see the innocent people impacted, the innocent casualties, when we see all of the damage, the detriment, all of the mental diseases that are coming from this, right?
American
When we
Crime
see
Evil
the
was
core
fucking
of
awesome, dude.
just
That show's
those-
so
those
good.
that
I started
life being
watching it with my wife, and she's like,
and
"Nope,
they're being
gotta go."
on damage.
She can't handle
Here's
the
where I
lies.
think that
That's
a
a
negligence
fucking
needs to be
but
called
also
out, and
probably
it needs
super
to be
accurate.
under scrutiny.
Yes, one of the most
It needs
accurate
to be
representations of
brought
what life was
into a
probably
political
like in the
space
West
where
back then.
higher
Yeah,
authorities
I
can
learned so
take
much on
reign
that, man.
because this
I
detriment
mean, living in Montana, I got to this cowgirl friend of mine.
this death toll is so astronomically impactful because you have a body of people who are claiming we are for life, we are for the well-being, we're for health, we're for this, but you can clearly see in the region, in the entire space that this war has kind of taken up, just tolls of damage, and there's no accountability along the way. What's even more bothersome is that there's going to be an upcoming generation that are going to have to take over this entire thing in order for their survival. And what I feel is though what's not being called out, at least on a national scale, is the accountabilities that need to be taken immediately
for that next generation to have some sort of sane stability, not just trying to merge through and make their way and make, a life from the ruins of all of this. But I just think those conversations aren't had, and when we talk about the youth that are impacted here, it doesn't matter what you stand for. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what campaign you're under. It doesn't matter what color or religion or anything. The only thing that matters is life. And neither you or I or anybody with a pistol in their hand or a bomb on getting ready to drop has any control over giving or taking life. That is only with the higher power. That's only with God. There's only one God, and we all know this to be a factor. We don't have to have wars to just debate something like this. It's not even debatable.
Can I say something?
A blind man will eventually see that they know God.
Do men know that? Because women don't start these wars.
Zoe. Now, let's make this.
But thank you for letting me conclude.
No problem. All right, so do y'all want to make this a troll room? Because
that's not trolling. Do men know that?
Let's just change the subject. All right, so that was a well put answer. Even though I completely disagree with it, I don't allow certain things like politics to kind of like dictate our relationships with my friends. So I don't do that. I think that's crazy.
And it's mutual. Thank you.
Right. And let me play this clip though, because I think Jimmy Kimmel, before he got fired.
The way you answered that question, that was like so interesting.
Subject to criticism. Friendships have been ended. Public figures have been torn to pieces. People are scared to speak up, and not just on social media. They're scared in the privacy of their homes too.
It's late into game night. You've played everything. It's time for a game that'll challenge you mentally and emotionally.
We do have one other game. Oh, what is it?
Let's talk about Israel. Navigate your way through the Holy Land, stopping to pick up neutral talking points along the way. But if those talking points offend anybody,
Obviously, this is all very complicated.
Nice one, Dave.
And I'm certainly no expert.
Good for me.
But it just seems like the Israeli response is disproportionate.
You'll spend hours navigating this conversational minefield and having no fun doing it.
Well, this conflict goes back a long, long way.
Nice and vague.
But when one force occupies... Am I not allowed to say that word?
I don't know. These rules are hard to follow. You might not know what you're talking about, but don't let that stop you from weighing in.
I feel bad for anyone, anywhere who's uncomfortable about anything.
What was wrong with that one?
You passed the notes.
Oh, you want to give Hamas a pass?
No. That's not what I said.
That is not what you said.
Just like the real conflict, this game may never end.
The two-state solution. The violent escalation. Both sides.
Let's talk about Israel. Not fun for them.
Long ass clip, but this is the type of pins and needles that people go through. Like when they're like, I'll put the link in the chat. The type of pins and needles people go through when they're talking about Israel. You know what I'm saying?
1 2 to the 1 2 check.
Can hear you fine, Fatima. How you doing?
I'm good. How is everyone doing? Yay!
We are doing.
Yay!
Do you want to chime in on the subject?
I mean, with Jimmy Kimmel, I mean that is like unbelievable. That should have never been. I can't believe that a whole show, like for years, it's been, you've got people who are producers, you've got people who are doing the music, you've got people doing all sorts, and actually making
fun, jokes, completely destroyed within a second.
Yeah, they weren't that funny.
And the freedom of speech, that is unbelievable. Within a first world country, that is unbelievable. It doesn't matter. He was never partisan like that. And so from somebody from outside of the country, that is freedom of speech being definitely lynched. And the word lynching is
Can I chime in real quick?
Give me a second, Augustus. Let the
maybe on the individual person's level.
But yeah, Augustus. Thank you, Fatima.
Yeah, man. Like, I see the example of Jimmy Kimmel being the example of somebody being their speech being suppressed because of their comments. And is that the catalyst for the end of free speech in America? I vote no. Listen, when you go onto broadcasting networks, you sign contracts saying you're not going to say certain things on air. Like, if you've ever been on a radio show, it's the same deal on radio.
Okay, so Augustus, first off, how you doing? Good to see you, bro.
It's good to see you too.
Let me just say this. Forget you, Fatima. Let me just say this. We have a one mic policy in here. With some mic speaking, you just mute up. You get a chance to go again. Thank you very much. So Augustus, hold on. Let me move this lady down because she's just going to keep interrupting. Augustus, I'm not talking about the Jimmy Kimmels, which is broadcast. The whole world knows he was fired, and all these other celebrities that are getting canceled now. I'm talking about just the regular people that go on social media, and I'm not talking the ones that cheer on his death. I'm talking the ones that had an opinion about him who are getting canceled. And you don't think that's curtailing free speech in America?
I don't think that it's an assault on free speech now. I think if they were to be put in jail, it would be. Like we see in the UK.
Got you. Let me say hello to Sloan, and then I'm going to say hello to Justin. Hey, Sloan, how you doing?
Hey, good. Hey, JP. Hi, everybody. Thanks for bringing me up.
Thank you for coming up. Do you think free speech is dead? And if so, what amendment are they going after next?
Ooh, good question. I think they're definitely trying to control the narrative, control voices. Yeah, absolutely. Is it dead? No. I mean, he'll be in office 3.5 more years. If somebody else comes in, even if he may not interpret how he wants people to criticize others. He's a different beast. So, the next one to go after freedom of speech. Oh gosh, I'll have to think on that one. Let me think on that one.
Well, let me tell you something. So, even though they'll never come out and admit it, Donald Trump and the FCC had their fingerprints all over this. So, if you guys don't see what's really going on, and I am not a conspiracy lunatic. I don't go down that rabbit holes. I leave that to others. But when the chairman of the FCC comes out and says that he needs to be punished, and the next thing you know, the guy gets fired, that says to me, Donald Trump made that call to the FCC chairman and said, hey, do something about this guy because he's criticizing Charlie Kirk. Let me say, okay, Sloan?
But wait, didn't the Obamas do the same thing to Roseanne some years ago? Didn't the Obamas call the network and have Roseanne fired because she said something about, essentially the same thing happened to Obama. The same thing happened to Roseanne because Roseanne said something about one of Obama's, somebody in
Susan Rice,
remember
maybe?
that woman she compared
it was Valerie Jarrett who's president.
Yeah, that woman. Yeah, she was canceled for her comments.
No, she compared her to a monkey or something that was very vulgar. One, she didn't know that Valerie was the black woman too. But no, she didn't. You know what happened? The president of ABC programming, or maybe the president of ABC at the time, was a black woman, Kim Richards, Kim somebody.
This
like,
this
hell
shit
no.
will go
You
all
going.
night long. All right, we're gonna
And
restart the
He
live.
was able to make that call because she was over the network at that time. But no, that wasn't a White House call. That was the president.